Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the QLS channel. We are here for the Six Nations Round 2 big matchup. France taking on the Irish. It is a top of the table clash, and it should be a very entertaining game between the two sides. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We will run through the starting lineups and reserves, but also do let me know who you think will be winning this match and also who will be scoring the first try of this game. But this is a starting lineup that France have got for themselves, and it is looking very strong indeed. Cyril Bay, Julio Marchand, and then also Uni Antonio will be the front row. Cameron Walkie and Paul Willemse make up the lock duo, and then it will be Francois Creux. I feel like I pronounced that terribly. But then also it will be Anthony Geelong and Gregory Aldrit as the loose forward trio. Antoine Dupont, he will be at number 9. Romain Intermac, that is a very good combo, but another man who's in some very good form as well. It is Gabin Villiers. He was able to get himself 3 tries in last week's match. I'll be hoping to add to that try scoring list as well. Mofana and Fiku will be making up the midfield. Damien Pinot also on a try scoring tear at the moment. I believe he has been able to score in his last 4 matches, if I'm not wrong with that stat. And then it will be Jamanier will be slotting in at fullback, and also more than likely will be doing the kicking for this one. And also we've got the Henry Can't Wait Lol into there, says Saxon, but we have also got there Gianpaolo, also Katie Cole, Oldie in there, and also the Saxon. But I hope you guys are all excited for this game. It should be a very awesome fixture, definitely after the game that we just witnessed between these two sides in Wales and Scotland. The fact that it was a 3-point thriller for that one, I'm 25% into that one, as says Henry. And also we've got the Sharks have basically have won as well. Yeah, 20 minutes left in that game. Hopefully we do get to see 1 or 2 more tries in that one. We are watching it alongside this one just to keep you guys updated on what is happening in the URC. But speaking of the URC, Leinster currently doing very nicely for themselves. Munster doing well. Ulster doing well. Ireland. That's Scotland. Ireland. That's who we want. Right. We'll let you know exactly who it is. A lot of Leinster boys in this lineup. That is for sure. Andrew Porter, Ronan Kelleher, and then also Tyg Furlong. That is the front row. And I always mention at scrum time with those 3 men is never fun. But then Cyril Bay, Julio Marchand, and Antonio will be certainly up for the task of taking them on. Tyg Byrne, James Bryan, they are the locking duo. Caelan Doris, Josh Vanden Flower, and then also Jack Conan are the loose forwards. Jameson Gibson Park, Joey Carberry slotting in at number 10. That is instead of Johnny Sexton, who will not be the starting 10 for this one. Mac Hansen, he had an absolutely sensational debut in his last matchup, was able to score himself a try as well, did get man of the match, and well and truly deserved it for that one. Bundyaki, Gary Ringrose as the midfield combo. Cameron, well, that's not the name, it's Andrew Conway, in fact, and then Hugo Keenan, who will be slotting in at fullback for this game for the Irish as well. We have got there from a dad's side as well. Did you see my message on Xbox? Says Henry Samuel. I didn't actually see it at the stage. Did you send it recently, Henry? Because I don't actually get notifications through my Xbox, through my PC, if that makes sense. As well, Wasps versus Bath is incredibly close at the moment, says Aiden. So I might have to try and check that one out as well. Although I know that with the Six Nations, they don't actually show us the Premiership over here. Should be an easy one for Ireland, says this block. It's a tough game, though. And in France, they haven't got their best record. In fact, if we're looking at stats, France are actually their bogey team. They haven't been able to get themselves as many wins over Ireland, or over France, I should say, as any other side in the competition. But here's a fun fact. 14 of the 22 matches that these two sides have played have been decided by less than 7 points. So it's more than likely that we might get one of those games here for ourselves one more time. But these are the benches. Malvaka, also Gru, it's going to be there. Demba Bamba, Talfafanua, Flamand, Cretin, then Luku, and Ramos will be coming off the bench in the later stages. Sheehan, Healy, Beelham, Henderson, I almost called him O'Mahony, of course, but Omani, Conor Murray, Jack Carty, and Robbie Henshaw actually going to be coming off the bench for this game. So that is a big one to have coming off the bench late. Definitely with Conor Murray as well. A lot of experience between those two men, and we will have to wait and see how it goes. These are the fixtures that will be happening next week as well. We just saw Wales get themselves their first win of the Six Nations. They will be taking on England. It's not actually next week, though. It is the week after that these ones will be taking place, as we do get a week off for this little bit of time when Super Rugby and everything does get underway. Scotland versus France. That is another game that will be coming up soon. And the question is, will France be undefeated going into that game, or would they have had a loss? This was what the table was sitting at before we got into this match. So France and Ireland, they are still top of the table. Scotland, though, they will be sitting on the 5 points due to the fact that they did only lose by the 3. They get the bonus point. Wales get 4 points, so they will move up into 4th with England. Still a game in hand. They are playing Italy tomorrow. And their next game, and also we have got there, can you put your Xbox account online as well, says Henry Samuel. I think I have it as offline so that I don't get a whole heap of party invites, because anytime that I am online, I get like 50 of them as well. So that is normally the reasoning behind it. And also, oh my goodness, says Katie Dixon. And also, it's 24 all. And I hope Nathan Hughes leaves Bristol and goes to Bath. And come on, Ireland, says Colin. So do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who will be the first try scorer of this game. I'm going to go completely out of the blue, and I am going to say it will be Damien Penaud, which I feel like isn't actually a terrible choice because he has scored a lot of tries in the past. So I feel like he is going to be a good option to be able to get the first try. Or, of course, Villiers, if it is a French player, might be a good option. I think I'm just going to say a winger, Andrew Conway or Mac Hansen as well, Irish winger. Says Aiden, so he's thinking along the same lines there. Currently, we are getting very close to the start of this game. Currently, less than 10 minutes away from them kicking off. It should be a very exciting contest. And Tyke Furlong, very good choice. Very big man. Very good man when it comes to playing the game. Is that the sun or is that the moon that's out at the moment in France? What's the time over there? It might actually be the moon that is popping up there. But we are at Stade de France, a full packed out crowd by the looks of it for this game between France and Ireland. This is a game that you certainly wouldn't want to miss. If you got the opportunity to go to it, you would have gone to it 100% because this game should be absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I would say it's going to be fireworks, but it's still the afternoon over there, so you probably couldn't see the fireworks too well. In the final preseason of Super Rugby as well in there. Here's Henry Samuel also, well, here we go. And they're from Katie Dixon. But in the first game of this round, Wales able to get the win 20 points to 17 over the Scottish. So because of that, France are still sitting in first, Ireland in second, and then Scotland are sitting in third with Wales right on their tail on the 4 points. The stadium is stunning. I cannot handle it as well. Says Katie Dixon and also France, and they're from Gareth Ferguson. So currently, I mean, it's going to be a physical matchup. It's a sunny day, 8 degrees Celsius, 7 miles per hour of wind, so it's not a huge amount going across the ground, which does mean that kicking conditions for Jamanier, he is going to be loving it. Sexton is Ireland's only world-class player, and he's out as well. Says British Michael there. There's a red card to one of the Sharks players here. I do see the Bulls have actually had their red for the whole game. Grant Williams now has got the red card for the Sharks. So that's going to be an interesting finish to this game. But now France making their way out onto the field, getting ready to go in front of a home crowd. They've got a relatively, I guess you could say, a couple tough games coming up very soon for the French. We will go like this, and hopefully that will be the French. That is Italy, not quite. How about this one? Is this the French? That's Scotland. Whereabouts are they? There they are, France. These are the games that they are going to have coming up. They have got Ireland this week, then Scotland, then Wales, and then they close it out taking on England in what should be a very interesting contest at Twickenham for that final game. I believe it's at Twickenham anyway, isn't it? No, it's not. It's in France. Oh, that's a good game to have at home for themselves. I had to move my little screen that I did have there for a short moment. But now also looking through at while we are at Ireland, who they have got in the near future. Their next game is going to be up against Italy after this one, then followed by England, and then they close it out. They are going to be taking on Scotland in the final round, and Scotland certainly have the potential to cause an upset in one of those later games if they do get the chance. We have got the, I almost said a croissant for breakfast, but I thought it's bad omen, and I'm having a raw potato instead, a raw one. Does it have to be raw, though? Because if you think about it, croissants are cooked. So maybe you could have cooked that potato in some regard. And also Ireland without Sexton is like chips without sauce as well, says Spanish Michael. And also we have got their Sharks. Williams red carded for accidental head clash ridiculous. So I didn't actually get to see what that one was for. I just saw the red card given. So that is a big one to have as well. But Tyke Furlong, he's a big player to have in your fullback. Anytime he makes his way forward, you know that you're going to make meters. And France are going to be sneaky as well from the Saxon Assail on form again, says Gareth there. And also you could play FIFA against me online, and you could do it as a video as well, says Henry Samuel. Although I think if you have seen our last video, you would know that our FIFA skills are not really there yet at this stage. In 10 minutes to play, and it's even between the Wasps and Bath as well. And also you mean potato skin, as other English stole the potatoes. There's Gareth there. But currently now they are showing a zoom in of the Irish badge. Who is that? That is going to be, who is that? Who is that? I've seen that man's face. Oh, it's Cian Healy. I was trying to work out who is that man, so I had to look down at the picture, and you're kidding me. Worcester scored an absolutely ridiculous try as well. Oh my gosh, just well. As I says Aidan there, but we have got the Irish national anthem in France. I wonder how many Irish people have made the trip over. I don't know what the restrictions are looking like. Andrew Porter, though, he is a good man to have out there in the starting lineup. So hopefully he will be able to have a decent impact in this game as well. Finlay Bealham, I always see his haircut and think, interesting. Also, we have got there the tongue to the potatoes, says Katie, for that one. But do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, be sure to let me know who will score the first try. We didn't steal the potatoes. We taxed it out of them. As I know, Dogwoo and that one, very good player. I always feel bad for the players when they do have the zoom in of them like singing. I know that Kieran Reid used to sing his heart out and the camera always used to pan on him and just make him sound like he was just the worst singer in the world, sadly. And he could have been, who knows. But yeah, he just always had it really zoomed in on Jack Conan. He's a dangerous player. He actually played very well in the last match up against Wales as well. I think this game is going to be won in the forwards, which sounds like such a weird statement to say when you've got backlines such as Galficu, Damien Pinot, Villiers, Intermac, Dupont, Jaminet, Conway, Keenan, Ringrose, Arkey, and Hansen. But it's going to be the breakdown, I feel, in the Sharks sitting 26-12. And Aviva is easy. You just need to hold, or you play on easy difficulty and then hold LTG. As on there says Henry Samuel, yeah, because I think that one that we did was on the hardest difficulty, wasn't it? So we're slowly working our way up and trying our best. That looks like a fancy phone. About 4 cameras, but now it is going to be France. We'll have their national anthem, and then we are going to be ready to go. Once again, for anyone who hasn't already seen it, we'll show you guys the starting lineups and reserves for both of these sides before we get into this match. A very important match. Whoever wins this game debatably could win the Six Nations. It's just whether or not they can continue that winning streak after someone's winning streak, though. It will have to disappear, and someone's will continue for this match. This is the starting lineup for France. They have gone with Bailly, Marchand, and also Antonio. And the front row, Walkie and Willemse will be making up the locks. Cruz, Geelong, and Aldred as the loose forward trio. Intermac and Dupont, very capable 9 and 10 combo. Villiers coming off a hat-trick in the last match up against Italy, was doing absolutely phenomenally for himself. We'll be hoping to continue the form in this game. Mofana and Fiku as the midfield. Pinot and Jaminet are the other 2 players for their French. Then looking through, this is the Irish starting lineup. They've got Porter, Callaghan, and Tyke Furlong. The Leinster boys will be running proud out there. Tyke Byrne, James Ryan as the locks. Caelan Doris, Josh Van Fleur, and then also Conan at number 8. Jamison Gibson Park, Joey Carberry going to be 9-10. Mackenzie Hansen having his debut last week. Had a very good game for himself. And we'll now be hoping to back it up with another solid performance. Bundy Aki, Gary Ringrose as the centre combo. Andrew Conway out on the right wing, and Hugo Keenan slotting in at fullback. And these are the benches for anyone who is wondering about their LT to sprint and then hit A and B. And A and B button on the esports controller. I have a fresh cone for y'all, and I ain't talking about traffic cones as well. And that was how I started playing FIFA as well. And also, he scored 2 tries in 5 minutes to give them a lead with less than 10 minutes left. And Walkie MVP, says Gareth. Yeah, he's a phenomenal talent. Cameron Walkie, another player who I keep on saying about, who I don't think was actually in the squad. Sekou Makalu could have been an awesome option for them at some stage. But saying that, who do you get rid of? If you put him in, you're probably going to ditch Gregory Aldred or someone along those lines, and you just don't want to do that. Like, he's playing well enough for Stade Francais, I believe it is. Or sorry, Paris. Who is it? I can't think of the name now. Who's Stade Francais? This is actually the stadium. What's the team that Nadi Lamape plays for? Stade Paris something. I can't actually think of the name of their side, but they've got the pink kit. That's all I can remember at this stage. Unfortunately, my brain's gone completely blank for that side. And yet again, I have been playing FIFA since FIFA 16 up to FIFA 22 as well. And also just cracked open another beer. Cheers in the SCZ Spock. I mean, I haven't got a beer, but I have got a water. So I guess we can bang that together. There you go. Bonfire. Would be bad if I didn't have a drink if I was banging it up against the camera. That sounds like a weird statement, but now we are ready to go for this game, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It is hugely appreciated, and we are going to be back for every game of the Six Nations, including the game tomorrow, which is going to be Italy taking on England. And it was nice of Patrick Schnickerling to set or to let Barry borrow his mutton chops for the game as well. The ball's been run out onto the field, or driven out onto the field, I guess I could say, with that ball, and it's over. They've scored again. This is incredible. Watts just beat Bathwell on an upset as well, says Aiden. were Wasps the underdog for that game, mate? And I believe when I saw it, they were paying $1.03 or something like that. Don't drink as well. So here's Henry Samuel. I mean, drinking water's all right, surely. It's just there. And it does keep the throat going nicely. And also we've got, there was at the recovery, or was it at Coventry as well, or recreation, I believe that would be. One up Intermac. He will be kicking off this one now for France. Big match feel for this one. Whoever wins it could be going on to win the Six Nations. Like I mentioned, it will be Angus Gardner in charge of this one. And we are underway at Stade de France for another game of the Six Nations. Taken nicely. Both these sides beating the All Blacks and Bath losing an upset as well. There says Gareth, and also what about Rugby Challenge 4? It's on there, says Henry Samuel. I haven't actually played too much of Rugby Challenge 4 recently. We've got a couple series coming up on the channel very soon, though. That one is going high from Jamison Gibson Park. Straight into touch, but he was allowed to as he was inside of the 22. Dupont takes it quickly. So France looking like they want to play this game at a frantic speed. Going to be taken nicely by Mofana. Now ball on the outside, Villiers. Now you could say with the amount of tries that he has been scoring lately, there's a chance that he could start to get a little bit of maybe goal line fever and just try and run absolutely everything. How's your singing as well? Not good at all. That is for sure. Normally my singing voice, I guess you could compare it to squeezing. What could you squeeze? That sounds weird. What could it's just like if you squeeze a whoopee cushion, something like that. That's probably about what my voice sounds like. Fair enough. And the point is my dad as well says, Dahi there. Ball on the inside. Dupont scores it. And straight away, France, 1 minute into this game, Stinky Dupont has scored. He scored indeed. And Antoine Dupont says, thanks very much for coming. That's a way to start a game at home for France. And the try scorers, we knew that that man at some stage in the Six Nations was going to get his name in lights 1 minute into this game. That's a very quick one indeed. We will go like that. We will go like that. It didn't even look like there was really too much on for France. I was half by not expecting it. And then they just went straight through and went bang. Thanks very much for coming. But now it is going to be the try for Dupont. It was just a good run from Yui Antonio. Then from there, brilliant clean out from Paul Valenza. Got rid of Andrew Porter. Intermac ball on the inside, and Dupont got it over. And also we have got there, I got no, says Gary Dixon, and also Sneaky Dupont has scored. And also we have got there, come on Ireland, says Sebastian there, and the Wasps were down by 20 at halftime as well. Says okay, so that is huge for them to be down by 20. What happened to them in that first half? And this is scary. Who else? But young Antoine. As I'm saying that as the Wasps were down by 20 at halftime, and also flings Antoine Dupont into the sun. Says Katie Dixon, but now Jamanier will be lining up this kick. One moment, we will go like this, and we will go like this as well. We're just making sure everything is running smoothly, and it is indeed, which is always good news. Jamanier, normally very consistent with the kicking. I know I normally jinx him when I say that, but he's been absolutely phenomenal in the last little while. They're going upstairs. Upstairs, my apologies there for a Bulls one that they have decided to go with. Maybe you're right, Henry. Don't drink water. It's not good for you. Jamanier lines it up and it has gone over there. And now the score is going to be 7-0 after 3 minutes. That is how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. You just go out there, you go bang, you go thanks very much for coming. And that's exactly what they've done. And now because of it, they need to keep that momentum going here, France. Oh, he missed the conversion. As well says Katie Dixon. Oh, wait, no, he didn't. As says Katie there. But now the Dupont try scoring it very, very well for himself there, I do say. Currently, my voice trying to disappear. Was Gregory Aldred running his way forward? Is it a turnover for Ireland? It almost was. He was going to be blowing the whistle, and they have got that one back now, Ireland, on the 22. Like I mentioned, 22 out of the 14 or 14 out of the 22 times that these two sides have played. It's been decided by less than 7 points. Cameron Walkie trying to get straight on the ball. It's still back there. 15 metres out now. Andrew Porter having to take that low pass. It was not a good one, but he has done nicely to be able to take it. Now it will be once again going back. Jamison Gibson Park off to Tyke Furlong. Once again, going for it, Gregory Aldred. And that's one thing you got to watch out for France. They grow very long arms when it comes to that breakdown. They can just reach over from all over the place and get you in the position you don't want to be in with the breakdown. But now Jamison Gibson Park goes back. Good tackle on Tyke Byrne, driving him backwards. And currently phase after phase. We saw a lot of phases in the matchup. Poor Joey Carberry just trying to step his way through. The Munster man was getting his opportunity still on their side. Or is it? Yes, just. That could have easily been a penalty to France. That's going to be the knock on. And now out to Villiers. Kicks it downfield. He's got a man chasing it as well. And I believe it's going to be a big foot race. Mackenzie Hansen, though, going to be getting back with that one alongside Jameson Gibson Park. Jamanier straight on him on the 22. This game's being played at a frantic pace here between these two sides. Monday Aki. What about a Rugby League Live 4 career mode? We are actually looking into it, me and George, for possibly the NRL season that is coming up very soon. We've got about 3 career modes that we are going to be starting up with either him, myself, or both of us. Or actually, I should say whether it's me or me and him. He hasn't actually got any series that he's doing by himself. I've tried to convince him, but he just goes, nah, not doing it. And I was like, wait, no, he didn't. And also we have got there, Dupont is actually Superman, and Sun makes him stronger as well. Wookie doesn't sound like Wookie for no reason as well. And there says Gareth, and also we have got that flings Antoine Dupont into the universe, as well says Katie Dixon. But now it's got an easy chance at a 3-pointer if they want it here, France. Currently, 5 minutes into this game, it seems like neither side are willing to save any gas tank for the second half. It seems like everyone's going to be gassed out if they keep on going at this rate. But it's good to see that they are both playing at such a frantic pace. We knew that this game, compared to the Wales versus Scotland one, probably a little bit less methodical in the way that they build up the phases. It was actually Villiers who got on that breakdown and one up becomes the leader of the Green Lanterns as well. That's going to be another try for the Bulls, or is it? No, it's not. They are going to be going back for it. But currently, France, they were able to beat Italy 37 points to 10. And also, can you please invite me to an Xbox party as well, says Henry Samuel. I probably can't right now, seeing as we are doing the live stream for the Six Nations. But 6 minutes into this one, at this stage, France are sitting 7-0. And now they are sitting 10-0. So well done there from France. And now because of it, does mean that Jamanier has been able to add a few extra points. Traps Antoine Dupont in the phantom zone of with General Zod. As I also Dupont is the French's face, says the Saxon there, and also sorted out Irish. Yeah, you don't want to be 10-0 down early on against France. Definitely not after only 7 minutes of the game. Okay, when could we as well, says Henry? It will depend on what time I sleep, because I do need to sleep at some stage. I don't know whether or not I'm staying up till the USC or whether I am going to be going to sleep at some stage before that and then going to sleep after it as well. I don't know what my schedule will be looking like. Oh, what a take from Mackenzie Hansen. And they score straight away, the Irish. What a try that is, Mackenzie Hansen. He's backed up his debut last week. He's just run onto that kickoff beautifully. And him and Joey Carberry, it's like they were reading each other's mind there. And Mackenzie Hansen scores the try now. And Ireland back in this game. What is going on? Ireland, he's just taken it absolutely beautifully. He's got so much pace, Hansen. And because of that, he's just quick off the mark, just chases it as hard as he can, takes it as well. I think it was Jamanier who didn't quite line it up. Him and Damien Pinot just didn't quite end up being on the same wavelength. And that is going to be the try straight away for Ireland. We'll go like that. And we will go like this as well. That try happened that quickly. My live streaming software was like, what do you want me to do? And also we've got there, dang it, as I says Gareth there. And also we've got there, this is looking like a cracking game, says Bolster. It is indeed. And I'm having so many cones today. Just call me the cones of Dunshire or Dunshire. It's on try. Ireland, oh my God, y'all. And they're brilliantly done by Mackenzie Hansen and the whole of Ireland. And now they are going to be back in this game. Nicely kicked by Carberry, sneaks in. And that is going to make the score now 7 for Ireland and 10. And also we've got their French arrogant faces infuriate me as well in there. Wait, so are you saying then, like, when they're making an arrogant face, or are you saying that all French people have, or like they have an arrogant face to start with? It's a tricky one. I feel like my face looks like I've been on about a 5-week bender, like in terms of just drinking and not sleeping and whatnot. But I do sleep, which is good. And also this game is already living up to the expectation. Let's go and twerks with a raw potato as well. And there, says Katie Dixon, I mean, if that's what you want to do, you can do it. You know, it's a free world. And also, Jamanier not taking that one nicely. I wouldn't mind some potatoes right now. I'll cook them. I probably wouldn't eat them raw. You can eat potatoes raw, though, can't you? When I think about it, it's just very starchy. Now it's going to be Gary Ringrose cutting off. Well done to bump off Gru. Tackled hard by Cameron Walkie once again, 40 metres out from their own line here. The Irish firing back. Joey Carberry, quick hands, deliberate knockdown could be on the cards there for Galfiku. They don't get it, though. It is just going to be the knock on. Right. This game, I think we're going to have a lot of breathing that is not going to be happening in just the general play. It's going to be every time there's a stoppage. Yawn and we'll get a Mackenzie Anson. He's had a good game so far. Like they say, you don't have any chips to put in the oven as well, says Aiden. That is true. Unfortunately, my oven chip bag is empty at this point in time. I don't even know what we got. I said a sandwich earlier, so I'll probably end up having a sandwich. And old dirty bastard voice, baby, we like it raw as hell. And also, we've got the geez, what happened when Lowe comes back? Says Gareth, he's going to have to start playing right wing, I think, because Matt Hansen has really started to secure a spot. And by the looks of it, I think Abalili Fussy might have just scored for the Sharks. Did he know? He has just gone off the field, and where can I watch for free? I believe you've got many options depending on what country are you in. Luke, do let me know. And also, Irish are very sensitive about potatoes. And also, this could be like a warm-up game for the World Cup, Amish. Says Kevin, it certainly could be. And I am going to be loving every second of it. The Hurricanes won against the Crusaders in the final preseason game. They did indeed. Very close game. And in the end, I believe it was Aidan Morgan, I think, who scored the final try in Antoine Ponce's house. And there says Gary Dixon and also Wu-Tang. And there's Sebastian, but now it's going to be thrown in by Ronan Kelleher. Goes a little bit over the top. It's a knock-on, though, from France. Now it's going to be Jamison Gibson Park with the grubber in mind. Damien Pinot takes it, kicks it downfield. Does get it into touch. And now 40 metres out, it's going to be another opportunity for the Irish line-out. Now, they did get the last one wrong. They won't want that to happen again, I wouldn't think, because you can't afford to give the ball to France in the early stages. The Bulls have actually just scored themselves another try, ladies and gentlemen, in that game between them and the Sharks. And that was in the 74th minute, so there's still half a chance that they could get themselves a draw. That was a rough pass from Bundy Arki to Caelan Doris, and now Gregory Aldred moving his way up to the half line. Or halfway line, because the English stole all their potatoes as well, and also cash rules everything around me. So it says Katie Dixon now pass on the outside, and it is going to be Big Gru. Or Gross, sorry, in fact it is for Francois Gross. That's going to be knocked on now from Paul Willemse. Everyone's dropping the ball at the moment, and there's not actually rain around. We actually saw these handling errors in the game with rain. Do you think Australia will beat the Sri Lankans without them winning a game? I think Sri Lanka will get at least one. I just got that feeling that one of the games, like Australia just won't quite get the total that they need, and then Sri Lanka will be able to kind of go out there and really get it going. Uh-oh. Another nice yawn for ourselves, and also we've got the cream, get the money, dollar bill, y'all. As I says Sebastian. Did I say that in the right way? I hope that was gangster enough for yourself. Because I'd like to think that I am a bit of a gangster at times, but I'm just not. Unfortunately, like I probably, if I ever did a rap, I'd probably apologize straight after it. And then that's not really the point of like a rap. You're supposed to spit bars, not spit an apology straight away. And dollar bill, yo. As I says, Katie Dixon there, it's going to be fed in now for the Irish on the halfway line. Jamison Gibson Park puts it in. Jack Conan decides against going off the back, and instead now it's going to be Joey Carberry linking up nicely. Nice little backline moving there for the Irish. Getting in behind. It's a good chase. Just goes into touch. And Andrew Conway not able to chase it down. Arrogant face to start with as well. Never write Sri Lanka off as well. Exactly right. Like, that's the thing. They've got a good side. And some of their openers, like their openers have got the potential of getting a 100-run partnership and hardly any balls at all. Like, as long as they start playing their strokes nicely, like it's their first game in Australia, so you know what's going to be happening in about, I'd say if they win one, it's going to be the third or the fourth, or maybe both of those ones as well. But I think Australia will close it out with a win. Now, once again, Horia Machon asking the question, who are we going to, boys? And the answer is straight into the hands of Paul Willemse. Dupont now goes across the Gregory Aldred. Good tackle on him by Caelan Doris and Josh Van den Fleur. Although he's been able to get himself a few extra metres, he's actually crawling on the ground there, the French player. So I feel like he was probably lucky not to get penalised for that one. Now to remain Intermac. Kicks it down the middle of the field. There is someone back there, and it's going to be taken nicely by Hugo Keenan, the Leinster man. Firing it up, and Conway going to be chasing this one hard. He's trying to line it up. Doesn't quite get it, but he bumps it back onto the side for Ronan Kelleher. And it's a penalty to France, though. And also, it was at Kingsmead when they won the last game wicket in 2019 as well. And I was about to say, if you play FIFA on semi-pro, I should not lose 11-0 as well. And this is Henry Samuel, I should say. Yeah, no, that one that we did lose 11-0, I put onto the world-class difficulty. Well, that one as well. I decided it would be a good idea to just make it extremely hard. And King Tyke lead us to victory as well. And also, we have got there, Hamish, what's your favourite toppings for a wrap? Oh, chicken. Chicken's a good start. Chicken, cheese, bit of chicken. What else starts with a C? Not too keen on cucumber. Bacon, if you go on bacon. I feel like I'm just literally saying what I'd have on a pizza, but making it a wrap. Having it slightly healthier. Sweet chili sauce. Can't go wrong with that, Sharks. 26 to 22 to the Bulls at 78 minutes. Oh, can the Bulls get one more try? We'll have to wait and see. So they must have taken a 3-pointer, did they, Esbok? For that one, if I'm not wrong. Currently now, DuPont, he'll be happy enough with the way that they've started this one, although they wouldn't have liked them scoring the best Hurricanes team as 2015, 2016 as well. Says Henry, but Marchand will have to make sure that the lineouts are straight. Same with Ronan Kelleher, because as soon as you give away an opportunity, the spider cam's actually way above the ground. I think that's the first time I've seen a kind of below shot of the spider cam. So they're actually quite large. It's surprising that the ball doesn't end up hitting them every once in a while. It's a penalty to France in the breakdown. And once again, it's Paul Valenza, the big man. He's fired up as well, getting slapped in the face by Antoine, it was actually Jean for that one. I guess that's one way to fire up a big man, just slap him across his face. Now, I believe France will be taking on the 3 points here, and also then you put it on legendary difficulty as well. Says Henry Samuel, I did indeed. Paul Valenza just straight on there. Ronan Kelleher trying to clean him out, but you just can't move Valenza once he's on that ball because he's got that frame of an absolute giant. It's a nice tap on the face from Geelong for that one as well, but I'm wondering how this game between the Bulls and the Sharks will be ending for this one. Also, there, who's the shortest scrum half, Fuff or Antoine as well? I don't want to Google it. Someone here must know. Oh, okay. Shortest fly half out of those two. Scrum half. I think Fuff de Klerk by about this much or something along those lines. I think they'll be very close. And do you have Domino's in New Zealand? We do indeed. Domino's actually right next to Pizza Hut up the road for that one. That one has gone over, and now because of it, it does mean 16 minutes gone, and the score will be 13 points to 7 for France. So they've got a 6-point lead. I'm guessing DuPont. Oh, is the shorter one. Right, we're going to have to Google this, aren't we? Make sure that we have got the right one round. One moment. We'll go here. Move this over here for a moment. We'll bomb that one. Right, Antoine DuPont. He is a total of 175. Fuff de Klerk. He is, they're not going to tell us. Oh, 1.7. Okay, so he's a little bit shorter, unless that's just a rounder number for it as well. To George, after that FIFA video, did he slap you on your face as well? He did not. We actually went and got pizza after that FIFA video. So it all went well. And also say, do you prefer Domino's or pizza? I normally go to pizza because if George is with me, he wants the chocolate mousse. As 29 to 22 for the Bulls at full time. So the Sharks were able to get themselves a win, but Ireland at the moment sitting 40 meters out now. Joey Carberry put another kick. Andrew Conway chases it. Villiers trying to stop him from lining it up. Oh, Jamanier falls hard. And it's going back, and it will be the penalty for taking the man out in the air. And also, I think Fuff is the only one a whole inch taller than me with shoes on as well. And there's Gary Dixon. Andrew Conway saying he was going up for it, but just didn't quite line it up. Just didn't quite get the jump that he would have liked as well. But now it will be Jamanier once again kicking this one for the touchline. Currently up to the halfway line, but Joey Carberry, like they're mentioning, they haven't got themselves an Owen Farrell. Not an Owen Farrell, a Johnny Sexton for this one, I should say. A Tyke Furlong, him and Yui Antonio coming together is a scary sight. Those two men, they could probably help you shift a car if it was stuck, those two. And they wouldn't even need any help. 1.7 meters does even SVF pop them in the high chair when they enter the restaurant as well. This is Sebastian. Poor fellow. Although he's probably got a couple options for like hair shampoo sponsorships when he gets the chance. Hugo Keenan taking that one very nicely, trying to jump on the ball there for Gross. Did lose his footing, and because of it, he's just given away a silly penalty to the Irish, and now they're going to be able to try and drive themselves forward. Let's thank the Sharks for making me $2,300 as well, and France are off feet every single ruck as well. And they're going to be going back for the original one. At Fuff is 172. Oh, so they're only the 0.03 difference for the centimeters. And also, what's your favorite pizza? I like to make my own pizza. I'm one of those annoying people who I pretty much get a cheese pizza and then I add ham, beef, chicken, and a barbecue swirl because you can't actually get it kind of stock standard. So what's yours and George's favorite pizza? I think he's what does he like? He likes the classic meat lovers, I think. And I was like, what currency is that? Says Gareth, I believe that would be Australian dollars. I'm not wrong. Go Sharks in there. It's easy. Yeah, able to get the win. 29 points to 22 for that game over the Bulls. But currently, we are 20 minutes through this game. It's been flying by in Coming Ireland. Says easy there as well. Even carries Fuff around and a baby horn carrier as well. Says Katie Dixon. I mean, that would be the life, wouldn't it? Just getting carried around by a big man. Because if anyone says, why are you getting carried? Eminetzebeef will just drop him. Not you, who he's carrying, but he just dropped the person who was asking, like Dr. Evo and Mini-Me. As what's Fuff's favourite pram brand. Says Katie Dixon, but now gonna be once again on the side of the Irish. Still 40 metres out, Ronan Kelleher just having a juggle. Cameron Walkie kicks that one up in the air, which went about 2 metres. And also French never rolling away. As I says the Saxon there, although they have been able to get themselves the knock-on advantage and the scrum feed for themselves as well. Maybe we'll go like this. I have just cancelled out of my coverage of the Sharks versus Bulls because it was about 5 years behind. As still only having at 73 minutes. Well, they're going, thanks to Mornay Sainsbury card. Otherwise, it would have been a lot closer. As says Aiden. And the Ronan Kelleher disappointed to not be able to take that one. Well, Cameron Walkie almost got a finger in the head. As I'm saying that his league was taken now. Gregory Aldred now getting a little bit of strapping on the thumb. Well, the finger. Is it thumb or finger? It is the finger on the left hand for himself. But currently 2 penalties against France, 4 against Ireland as our Irish can take this. They get under French skin as first bottle versus Farrell's tears, not milk. As there says Gareth Ferguson. Currently, I mean, that's the thing. Looking at some of the stats to do with this match, one of them that stands out to me big time is this one that I found a little bit earlier on. 14 of the 22 matches between these sides in the Guinness Six Nations have been decided by less than 7 points. That's a lot. And French will sulk soon, as says the Saxon there. And also we have got the Ireland have won their last 2 away games in the Guinness Six Nations only once before. In the last 10 years, they have enjoyed a longer streak of away victories, 4 games across 2018, 2019 as well. So that is another interesting stat that we have got for us in this game. But France normally take this one. They've got a few extra wins, 58 times. They have been able to get it. It's a penalty to France now in the scrum, and that will be disappointing for the big Leinster forwards. Porter asked the question of what happened there, but he's up against Yui Antonio, who is an absolute beast for that one. And also we've got there the baby bottle with also the ball. Apparently now Jamanier kicks this one for Dutch once again. Make sure it goes out rather than trying to risk too much distance on that one as well. But currently, France are looking very good in the early stages of this match. They seem like they are definitely playing the more physical game at the breakdown, but Ireland can turn that around just like that as well. That was a very clean, crisp click. I don't think I could do that again if I tried. Just curious, when did France win the Six Nations as well, says Aiden? That's a very good question. I think it's been a while, but I'm not too sure when it was. And Peter Stiftatoya's back, beware as us, as he spoke there, and Fuff, Eben, RG Snyman, Colby are back, beware as well. It's going to be awesome to see those guys back in action. Ronan Kelleher now driving his way forward, and I believe South Africa have announced a few of their games that are coming up. They are going to be taking on England once again. That's going to be a good one to see. And did a Frenchman whack your dog with a baguette or something? As Gareth. Currently getting the height on the ball, going to be taken nicely by Tyg Byrne. Straight to ground, Gregory Aldred trying to steal it. Jameson Gibson Park goes to the short side. A key met by Villiers, who is a physical man. And also he used to play sevens. Villiers counter ruck here from France. Mofana trying to lead it. But it's still going to be just on the side of the Irish. Now going back across, Caelan Doris getting one of his first carries. Very nicely done, getting a few extra meters on that one. Oh, Joey Carberry, I should say now. Hugo Keenan linking up nicely on the outside. Well handled by Mackenzie Hansen, trying to dodge a few tackles, but into Mac in the end. Able to drag him down. Ty Furlong on the halfway line, running straight at Gregory Aldred and also Cyril Bailly. Now ball back, Caelan Doris, knock on from Gary Ringrose, which is a mistake that they could not afford to have. Now it's going to be Mofana. He's got Villiers on the outside. It says Jamanier with a good attack and run. And it was 2 players who were lured in. I believe they are trying to say that was a little bit high. I feel so bad for him. His initials are PTSD as well. And then I'm a bit worried about Peter Stiftatoy. Will he be the same or will he be the same, says Gareth there. But now into Mac, going back once again around the side. Big Cyril Bay trying to bulldoze his way forward. I believe the advantage is over at this point in time. Currently, now that I think about it, did France and also, did Scotland and also Wales both only score the 1 try? Because if that is the case, they've actually both scored 1 try. Villiers just forces Hugo Keenan into touch, and because he causes PTSD as well. And also we've got there, finally, here we are. He was going for Sam Cane's longest injury record. And so says Katie Dixon there. It was kicked in behind Hugo Keenan. No choice. Villiers, he's a strong man. The way that he muscles up and just uses his weight, which isn't a huge amount of it, but he just keeps on driving with the legs as well, and was able to cause Hugo Keenan all sorts of problems. And now 30 meters out, France are going to have another line out. This game is already 25 minutes in, and I don't want it to end, but luckily we have still got another 55 minutes left of this one before we do end up coming to an end. Oh, but it's actually Peter Stiftatoy as well, if you go by name as well in there for Peter Stiftatoy and that one. But yeah, hopefully he does come back. Is he going to be playing in Japan, Gareth? Do you know? Or is he going to be playing? Actually, is he playing in the Curry Cup? Gareth, you have to help me out here. I know that he's coming back soon, but I can't remember who he's playing for. I know that he turned down a massive Japan contract to be able to play for the Stormers a little while ago. So hopefully he does get well paid wherever he goes, because he has had a very long injury layoff. Ronan Keller at the moment sitting down there. Bulls lost Sharks 26, beat Bulls 24 as well, says Jasper Tatoy. And that one, so yeah, another good win for the Sharks. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the URC shapes up in the next few weeks as well. I'm actually going to click on the URC table while we are at it, because I will be able to bring that up for myself. So the table currently as it is sitting, and the reason I do this is because there are quite a few Irish sides who are sitting quite high. Lovely as well, says Easy there. But Ulster, they are sitting at the top of the table, sitting on 36. Leinster just behind them with a game in hand, sitting on 35, tying with Glasgow. Edinburgh just behind Munster, Ospreys, the Stormers, with that win that they had before, they actually move up into around their 8th place for that one. Then the Sharks in around 10th, Bulls, and then the Lions. That is the order of the South African sides into the Rainbow Cup. And also Villiers thinks he's flank as well. And also Keller getting examined. And there, and also no Japan. Also, he is going back to Japan for his next game. That is good news. So hopefully he does get himself a big old payday for that one as well. But currently now, big contact there from Tyke Furlong on Horia Marchand. It seems like none of these players are really running slowly at the line. Another good low tackle there on Cyril Bay. It's a penalty to Ireland. And coming in through the side, I believe it was Paul Limsa, and the penalty goes the Irish way. Do you think we will one day see Dogwu wear an England shirt in the future? It will be interesting because they've got some good up-and-coming talent in England. I mean, even thinking it through, someone like a Lewis Liner or someone like that, I'd like to see in the future. And Sharks beat Bulls 26-20 or 24-26 as well. And also he says Jasper Tatoy, and also French are playing like it was, or it's the World Cup final, but they will be burnt out by the World Cup. Zaxon, and we are going to be covering every single game of the World Cup. Yes, they are going to be in France, so the hours will be absolutely random. Ronan Keller going off the field, and Dan Sheehan now making his way out there a lot earlier than he would have been anticipating. 25 minutes into this game currently. And it seems like Joey Carberry now, how many meters can he get on this one? He goes for the safe option, just making sure it goes into touch. That was me trying to yawn without yawning, and it just made it worse. And left Stormers to try earn money and extend career after the compartment syndrome issue as well. Says Gareth, and also we've got their French are playing like it is the World Cup. Says Saxon, but I'm looking forward to the World Cup. We're 2 years or less than 2 years out, in fact, probably around 500 days away. I'm going to have to start marking it on the calendar, I think, because it will be here before we know it. Like Super Rugby seemed like it was years away or months away, and it's already here. It's coming next week. The big question is, will the Bucks win it again? Says Aiden, it's going to be tough in France, but I mean, with some of those names that people were mentioning that are going to be back, Joey Carberry kicks it high, and now Hugo Keenan, I believe it was, trying to line it up. He takes the mark, and he gets the penalty instead, I believe it was, for the player being offside. So just again, Ireland just getting it a little bit wrong, and also Ireland will win, I hope, as well. I don't know why I'm yawning. We've already had 2 tries. I feel like it's because of the fact that it started at that frantic of a pace. And now, even though it's still at a decent pace, my brain's just like, you should be asleep since it's 6:15 a.m. Is it sunny outside? No, it's still dark. We're all good. And also, we've got the answer has been no, as there says Sebastian. And also, I hope they will win the Springboks, says Jasper Detoy. Going to be thrown in a little bit wonky there from the Irish. And now Huria Machon once again jumping on that ball. 30 metres out. Dupont, it's dropped cold by Cyril Bay. We've had a lot of handling errors in this game compared to the last game, which I did mention was affected by rain. Jack Conan putting it on the left boot. And it's taken beautifully by Damien Pinot. Doesn't let it through. And now it's a massive kick in behind from Jamanier. Sits up. And it will now be kicked from Joey Carberry. Looking for the touchline. Does find it. Does he take it quickly? Jamanier decides against it. Which is an interesting choice in the last World Cup in France. It was won by the Box as well. Jesus Box, there you go. So maybe history could repeat itself for that one. Boring Box don't win World Cups. They are awarded World Cups. Is unnecessary Saxon. I feel like this is going to turn into a riot at this stage, isn't it, between Springbok supporters and the ones who don't support the Springboks. But at this stage, we're a little bit away from the World Cup, of course, so there's still plenty of time for the rivalries to be able to settle down. And also, that ball has TikTok on it as well. Says Katie Dixon. I did see that on one of the earlier balls. So I guess TikTok sponsoring everything at the moment. That's not going to be straight. Of France. And now, because of it, Ireland will have the opportunity. I believe they will take the scrum here rather than the lineup, because like they've said, both lineouts have been messy throughout the early stages. And also, we have got there, honestly, as a South African, I can't see us winning. I think it's going North, France, Ireland, or England as well. I don't like cricket. I like rugby. It's my birthday today. Says Jasper Detoy. So happy birthday, mate. And by the sounds of it, you are very happy with who won in the URC. So hopefully that was a very nice birthday present that they did end up giving you for that one. And yeah, hope you have a great birthday. I think, if I'm not wrong, Jasper Detoy, South Africa, if I'm not wrong there. So you have still got another evening, little bit of time, 6 hours or so to enjoy it. So yeah, hopefully you do end up having a very good day for the rest of it as well. And Katie Dixon, she has got the laughing, or Aiden has got the laughing faces. And also TikTok has kindly requested to piss off, says Sebastian. Curse Rugby will win awarded World Cups by beating England in the final, says it Gareth. And also, I don't like cricket. I love it as well. And there's Sebastian. And also, he's got the Caribbean colours. Well, that one don't exactly, says the Saxon. And no matter who loses this one, the Curse did it as well. And here we go. The Frogs are off to a confident start, says David the Mod. And South Africa will not win Ireland or France. We will remain the underdog, says Spock. And also rewarded not one. And there says the Saxon. But currently now it is going to be 30 minutes into this game. 13 points to France, 6 to Ireland, or 7 to Ireland, in fact, for the one try that they were able to score of Mac Hansen. Going to be rolling that ball back now. Jack Conan off to Jameson Gibson Park. Now the rush defence of France might be able to cause a bit of havoc here, but Bundy Arki with the crash ball going flat to Caelan Doris. Great low tackle there from France, though. And that is one thing they do very well, is they stop you from being able to get some real good go forward. Geelong trying to get on the ball. He wins the penalty, or the advantage at least. Cameron Walkie now going back across. And it is going to be Gal Fiku. Got the man with him, takes the contact, goes into touch. And they're going back for the original penalty to France as well there. So currently a lot of penalties going against the Irish in the early stages. Bundy Arki, he just played a bit of crash ball run straight at Intermac. And they were able to shut him down pretty quickly, but they've got to try and get that ball out wider as quickly as they can here, Ireland. Bundy Arki, you know he's going to run it straight. And also hello from, the pronunciation. Porrick, is it? Porrick, if I'm not wrong. Maybe I've got it a little bit wrong. Hopefully that isn't a mile off. Do let me know if I have pronounced that correctly. If I am still well and truly off it. 31 minutes into this game at the moment here for the two sides. Geelong getting straight on the ball. Good body position. Able to keep himself up. I thought that a knee almost dropped for him. This is a weird angle once again. What is the cameraman doing? He must be almost between the legs of the player. Nicely taken by Cameron Walkie into Mac now. Going back out to Gal Fiku. He's playing outside centre for this one. Does play a little bit of wing for Racing 92 when he does get the opportunity. But then also centre is another position that he plays very well. Going to be Paul Williams, dragged down nicely by Bundy Arki. Tyke Furlong going for the ankles of Serobai. Around the side. And it was Geelong tackled hard by Caelan Doris now. And they are still trying to stop them from making any extra meters. That was almost Ireland's ball. But they did end up putting it down. Now Galfiku passes it. It bounces off the foot of Damien Pinot. Goes into touch though. And now Ireland 15 metres out. Will once again have to make sure that this one does go right. It's my birthday. I'm wanting France versus Ireland today. As well, says it was Jasper Detoy and also Porrick. And they're, Porrick. What did I call him? Porrick. I think it's something along those lines. New Zealand will get sponsored by the next Rugby World Cup on their jumpers as well. And we also got there by TikTok as well, says Aiden. And also, I hope it never goes north. Whenever the ABs get knocked out of the World Cup, I always support the Box or Australia. And Ireland and France won the 2023 World Cup last November. And there says S-Bok. And also Ireland, Irish are smashing French in the context of our scoreboard. And there says Gareth, hopefully it has updated itself for that one. And Pat Cummins got a huge amount in the IPL while Steve Smith got unsold. Interesting. How much did Pat Cummins go for in the end, Andy? Do let me know. I assume it would have been in the millions. I mean, I'm not sure about that angle, says Katie Jackson. It was an interesting one having it right up next to the man. And that's the thing. It takes good work from the cameraman to be able to hold it still while being so far out like that as well. But currently now the line out on the halfway line for the Irish. And it seems France. How many players have Ireland actually got in this one? And I think the referee is asking that same question. And I say just with the happy birthday, says Katie Dixon there. Okay, they have got, I think it's about a 7-man line out here. And will you be upset if you get knocked out by France in the quarterfinal again? And there says Aiden. I assume that's to me for this one. And I don't think so. It will depend, of course, in these circumstances. Like if the All Blacks play badly and France play well, I mean, they really don't deserve to win their game, if that makes sense. But if France do play badly and the All Blacks also play badly, then it was probably one that could have gone either way. But we'll have to wait and see, of course, for that one. Although theoretically, we won't have to play them in the quarterfinals since we are in their pool for that one. And also, hello, Amish Pro. And also, I don't mind the French Cup win, as I even can't ever bring myself to say Oz. As says Gareth Ball outside. Now Damien Pinot out to Mofana. Got tackle on him by Mac Hansen, who did spend a little bit of time at the Brumbies for Super Rugby, which is going to be starting up next week. Almost on the ball. No, lost his footing. And now because of it, they are playing advantage once again here for France. If they do decide to take the 3, that will actually give them a nice little lead. You Antonio right into the spine of Dan Sheehan there. Dupont goes back to win to Matt Gregory. Aldred wasn't expecting it. It's going back for the penalty. Thank you, guys and girls. Thank you as well. And this is Jasper Tatoy. And also, my God, TikTok can be addictive as well. There's some stupid people on there, says David the Mod. And also, will be, says David the Mod there as well. But currently, 35 minutes into this game. They're going for the post once again, and that will give them a 9-point lead. Pat Cummins and the Kolkata Knight Riders, David Warner, and Delhi Capitals as well. And scoreboard was a reply to the Saxon saying the Irish are smashing France. I see. Never mind then. That makes sense. I didn't quite put that together. I feel like that's my 6:23 a.m. brain not quite doing its job. And also, sorry, dinner break was long for a reason I am getting late. Come to the stream as well. This is the show. No worries at all, mate. We are still here for a very long time. All this is interesting cinematics that they are doing. It's a bit fancy. They had kind of like the blur, having the players kind of pop up, and happy birthday, Jesper. As well says, S-Bot, but now lining it up once again, Jamanier. We'll be open to just put this one straight down the middle. Should be about the easiest kick he will have to take of the Six Nations, almost, I would say. Does get it straight over, and now the score, 16 points to France, 7 to Ireland as well. Yep, the Frogs deserve a World Cup as well. They played enough finals. And there, as I says, David the Mod. I love watching all the French flags in the crowd. Pretty much everyone has got one, and they are all going for their side here. Can France get themselves a win at home? And Australia is the devil when it comes to cricket as well. And the rest, I don't mind them, are actually rugby league as well. The World Cup is always contested between England, Aussie, and New Zealand. So I'll see Sebastian. And that's coming up later on the Rugby League World Cup, which I am excited about. Hopefully we will be able to provide some sort of commentary, even if it's not professional commentary for it. Maybe it's just a watch-along type thing. We just have a couch, we chill out, and charge down there from Ty Burn. But it bounces back for Jamanier. So a little bit of a lifeline there for France. And now it looks like Dupont will be putting up the kick. Once again, opening a Hunter's Dry on Jesper's birthday. Cheers. As Aussie's spot there. On the ball up high. Dupont goes for the box kick. It's going to be nicely taken by Hugo Keenan, looking for the kick in behind. And it looks like he wants the 50-22. Might have put too much on it, though. It's looking like he's put a lot on the ball. It does roll dead, and they're going right back to where he kicked it from tomorrow's remaining days. I hope Steve Smith will have a place in the IPL. And also, so we might see a Springbok and New Zealand quarterfinal, says Aiden. Tell you what, that's a matchup and a half for a quarterfinal. That's sure. Strong French rugby feels like it's good for sport as a whole as well. Keeping that kicky game at bay sounds in Europe as well, says Gareth. And also, the best thing I ever saw on TikTok was this live stream of string puppets made out of glow sticks that were booty dancing to dubstep under black lights. It was wild as well. And also, when last high must get on track with international rugby as well. I think I'll go Ireland on this one, says Johanrand. I feel like I pronounced your name wrong. Is it Yorandon? Hopefully I pronounced that not too badly. Do let me know. And do you remember Tamagotchis as well? Little things you keep alive by giving them attention. That's what TikTok is as well. I think we actually talked about Tamagotchis on a live stream as well, didn't we? In the past. But yeah, TikTok is one of those ones you can easily spend a couple hours on there if you do choose to. I haven't actually got the TikTok app, which means that I haven't been drawn into it. George, I know, spends a lot of time looking at tractors on their brother. I collect them. I have 9 as well. It's going to be the advantage to France once again after a very powerful scrum. Now 35 out. Galfuku trying to spin out of the tackle with Carberry. Once again, they have been able to tackle him. Now Paul Valimza trying to bump off Doris. Big hit from Huria Marchant driving his way forward up to the 22. Dupont Snipes almost going straight through, but Kaylin Doris and also Jack Conan able to stop him. Cameron Walkie trying to step tackled a little bit high from Tyke Byrne, but also trying to get the strip. Gregory Eldrick goes back to Paul Valimza. That time Bundy Aki rips it away. It's going back for another penalty to France now. And yet, yes, fine. Your Don is your Randran. I'll try my best to be able to keep on pronouncing that. David Warner needs to focus on cricket and not TikTok as well. And I said, I'm going to look for that, buddy. Sounds cool as well, says David there. This is great to see. These two are going to be wrecked by the World Cup time. And also, plus, I have some virtual pets, like an old Sega Stag Beetle virtual pet from Japan and some Giga pets from the 90s, and I could never keep it alive. And also, I'm just 21, or I'm 21 years old as well, so awesome. You'll be able to have maybe, or it depends on restrictions and stuff, but hopefully you do get to have some sort of celebration for your 21st. And what's George's TikTok? I don't actually think he uploads on TikTok, but he has just got a TikTok that he uses. I don't know whether or not it's still the Kiwi Lads Gaming. I know we had a Kiwi Lads Gaming one. They did upload like 4 or 5 videos on, but then he said that we got shadow banned because he pulled the fingers in one of them. So what can you do? But yeah, I think it is the Kiwi Lads Gaming or something along those lines for it. Now Jamania once again. These 3-pointers are killing the Irish at the moment, and France goes to win easy. Allows La France as Aussie Zenzo there, and currently 35 meters out. Jamania once again will be lining up this one. Predicted 72% chance. He's got 4 from 4 today. Can he give them a little bit more of a lead? And if he takes the kicks relatively soon for Jamania, this will be half time in this fixture. So he is just going to be waiting for a while, waiting for that clock to tick down. And now we'll be lining up the kick. And the halftime siren will sound, and they will be going into halftime. 19 points to 7 here for France. So they have got themselves a 12-point lead. Ireland are going to have to fight back hard in the second half if they do have a chance of being able to go on to win this game. It's not going to be easy, though. France are not going to be easy beats at home. Stade de France, very nice location to play a bit of rugby. Currently now, we have only got ourselves another 5 or 10 minutes before the second half gets back underway. But for now, we'll go into some of the stats that we did have from the first half. Seriously, what's Ireland doing as well? And unfortunately, at the moment, I think it's just been that pressure that France can bring in the physicality side of it in a breakdown. It's really making them struggle. They've given away about 6 breakdown penalties so far. I just want a special tip to Australia one day just for rugby and Tamagotchi buying as well. Apparently, some pretty real ones ended up in Australia. And also, we have got there, do you have a separate room for all this? Like where your LG will go as well, and a separate place to just geek out, because I'm jealous as well, says Gareth. I feel like I want a geek out room. Like a room where like I just have, or maybe not a geek out room, but just like a sports / like, what's it called? A man cave? No, not really a man cave though. Like somewhere where I can put a pool table, table tennis table, dartboard, just somewhere to drink water and chill with the lads, which is pretty much the lounge at this point in time. Because I have water now, I am chilling with all of you ladies and gentlemen. And also, we have got the France have smashed the first half as well, but then again, anything can happen in this game still. And also hi from Pauline as well. Welcome into the live stream. Hope you are doing well. Currently, Ireland, they are sitting 7 points. They were able to score a try. Mac Hansen was the man who was able to get it. And also we've got there Dupont has been able to get that first try of the match. It actually only took a minute for them to be able to go. There goes 2K. Katie, seriously, if you ever come to Australia, I'm down to be your tour guide as well. And this is Aiden. And also we have got the Heck Yeah Man. And also, yeah, like a lit as well. And then also stop blocking people. Let people have their say. As well as there's a Saxon there. And that one, is that me? Or I got my hands here. I got my hands on the water. I'm not too sure whether that's me. Is that for a catcher? Because if it's catcher, it is because it's a link to a virus. So that might be why. A Den as well says David the mod there. My arm was slightly disappearing there. Where'd it go? Now it's going to behave. As also we got the hello, mate. Says, yeah, welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, Ireland, they need to get back into this game. If they do want a chance of finishing top of the Six Nations, there's still a chance. And we have to ban some people. They are virus bots as well. And there says Katie Dixon, but currently 49% possession for the Irish, 45%. 45% territory, 49% possession. It's not me, low as well. Says David the Mod, and also as long as you don't kill me or turn me into a vampire as well, says Aiden there. And also we've got there, Katya is only selling Russian bride shame. As well says Gareth there, and looks like you're thirsty. And there says Johan, only because I do like to have a nice beverage at a random hour of the night. Currently it is dark. Outside, I promise I won't oh, that's a big word, Katie. You know some good ones. Exsanguinate you? You just got to say it like you're asking a question, don't you? Exsanguinate? And then everyone will just assume you know what you're talking about. But meters carried so far, almost double for France here, sitting 202 meters carried of the 118 of the Irish as well. Then looking through, defenders been in 6th. They've actually got more. You drank a lot of water, as our new word for Hamish. It was indeed. I do enjoy learning new words. I feel like ever since doing YouTube, like my vocabulary has increased quite a bit because you guys have taught me all of the random words, and I got money on Italy winning as well. And we banned virus bots, porn bots, Luke Parmiter's shark brains, and assist as well there. And also we have got their best scrum halves of all time, George Greig in Australia and Just van der Vesthuizen as well for South Africa. Here's Esbok. I feel like you can't really argue with those names, can you? They are very good in shark reigns as on there. And also, can you please get me a Fanta, says Aiden. I would be honored to get you a Fanta. Would you accept a can? Because I can give you this can, I can send it to you in the mail, and you can recycle it for 10 cents somewhere. It normally says, nah, not these ones. So it wouldn't make you 10 cents for recycling it, but, you know, worth the crack. There's a hair on it. You can have that too. You can try and clone me. See how it goes. And also, we have got I got my money on Italy winning. Ooh, okay. Up against England. That's the thing, though. Italy's under 20 side. Bet the England under 20 side. And England, they did decide to save a few players. Come on, Ireland, as well, says Anita. And for sure, Hamish, if you can sign it for sure. And there's Aiden also. The channel will not grow without free speech as well, says the Saxon. Are we still talking about the people who are posting links to adult websites? Because I mean that's certainly some sort of free speech. I'll talk to you later about it. Says Aiden. Wait, do I actually have to send the can? I was just going to put it in the recycling bin, more than likely, just as an easier option, perhaps. But currently, they are actually showing New Zealand versus South Africa as the one that they are showing on Come on Ireland as well. Says Pauline. By that one, and also we had a viewer called Sharp Brain. Long story short, he behaved like a wanker in the chat, and I got rid of him. Yeah, me as well in there. Says Sebastian. Currently, the 100th game between South Africa and New Zealand. That was a very good one. I thought you meant you have your money on Italy winning the Six Nations as well. And there says Katie Dixon. I mean, even that, you know, you never know. You never know what could happen. Like, yes, it does seem impossible. One day Italy will win the Six Nations. Maybe, maybe not, probably not, but they'll try. And that's the main thing. So far, France have only had to attempt 45 tackles. and they have made 39 of them. 94% of the tackles made by Ireland, only missing 5, 78 from 83. But that one, hello everyone, French fan, but I must see good old Irish rugby as well, says Elias. So you must be absolutely loving the fact that we have got both of these sides in one matchup for the Six Nations, and hopefully we do get to see a close one. I like the new way how Ireland are playing with the backline as well. They use nice decoy moves as well. They went away from that boring tactics of Joe Schmidt, as on there says Joe, and also a few I support Sale and Sharks, as I thought I was gonna, or thought I wasn't gonna as well, and also I hope Ireland win, says Anita. And the big thing for Ireland here is going to be get that ball early on in the second half. If you can keep that ball for a little bit longer, like the possession side of it, they're sitting on 49% possession, but most of the territory, like they haven't been able to break through. And I'll seriously put it in a cabinet and treasure it for my life. I'll send you my address later, says Aiden. Although, I mean, it would be an interesting one. I feel like I don't want to do it with a Fantacam though. I feel like I want to have it as like when we release merch. If you are keen for that, I feel like that would be the better way of doing it rather than just a Fantacam. I feel like have a little bit more of something special. Oh, that was a big kick from Geordie Barrett. And also I saw Juice van der Vestes and twice as a Springbok player and twice as a South African blue ball as well. What a player. I saw him in the AB's jersey once. He didn't look too bad in it either. And also, yeah, whoever win, I just love the beautiful game. As I says Elias, and also look at the dummy lines Van der Fleur running. It's beautiful. And there says Gareth, and also the 10 out of 10. And absolutely not, mate. Everyone here is free to support whoever they want, but you have to be respectful in the chat, which that guy wasn't as well. And there for Gareth, or I assume that was for Gareth, or was that for a different one? Maybe it didn't come through for the other one there. Currently, we will go like this, right? I was just making sure that I did have the right score and everything up. 19-7 at the moment. DePaul scoring a very early try, and then also Matt Hansen scoring 7 minutes into this game. It was pretty much straight away after a penalty to go the way of France, but the penalties conceded at the moment is costing the Irish dearly. They've probably given away about 10 penalties to only the 3 or so that they have been able to get for themselves. So they need to make sure that they do get themselves in a good position of being able to keep on going. And I mean, it would be cheaper than sending merch in the post. As I says, Aiden, it would be, but I feel like merch is the better way to go. Or as it goes by way. And I was explaining to Gareth, Sharpbrain, I got him for the chat, and TZ was another one. As I says, Katie Dixon, yeah, TZ went a bit hectic at one point. He was saying that, I don't even want to repeat what he was saying, or even the topic that he was saying, but he was pretty much saying that he would do an act of something because he loves the Kiwi lads, which is just, it went pretty dark. At one stage, Alus Lad Blues, says Jeremy there, and still not sure the guy's story was made up or not as well, and which is the favourite team in this tournament to win it. It's either France or Ireland. These two sides are the two favourites to be able to go on and win this tournament, and hopefully we do get to see one of them. I mean, that's the thing. One of them at this stage was Scotland losing to Wales. I think that's almost ruined their chance of going through. TZ equals Wanker, wonderful example as well. And there it says Sebastian. We're currently now. They are just showing the highlights from the All Blacks taking on South Africa for the 100th game here in New Zealand. I actually want to watch that game again. I think I've still got it available for me to be able to watch. So I feel like that is going to be another one that I do want to watch in the near future as well. You think? Also, we have got there. Live stream. I'll keep it as my lucky Kiwi lads can as well. This is Aiden also. Hey, says Assassin's Carter. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who will score the first try of the second half. And how did I miss these guys been subscribed for ages as well? Says Gareth. I believe, which ones would it have been on? It was at a, TZ was a cricket one, Gareth overall, and then Sharkbrain was a very early, one of the South African games, I think it was. As I think we all know, or we all being trolled, but who knows as well. Says Katie Dixon, it was that stream when I completely lost it towards the end as well. Says Sebastian there, and very physical game. Says Assassin, it is indeed. And yeah, that was a feral stream. And also, we have got there, died of that awful motor neuron. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. Disease. It was a true legend and hero. I wonder if motor neuron disease has got a link with rugby because Diddy Weir and Rob Burrow. Also has an Irish winger. I mean, I would also have something authentic that nobody else has as well, says Aidan there, and also no Hamish ban advertisements, but please allow a difference of opinion, otherwise there's no point, mate. As well says the Saxon. See, we normally allow it, but as soon as like they were going down all sorts, like I have a thing, like if you're gonna be racist, like straight away we take you away, and both of those examples both were. So I feel like it's one of those ones that like you can't let people in the chat promote racism and all of the like offensive stuff. Like, yes, there's such a thing as freedom of speech, but there's also such a thing as not being a complete and utter dickhead. So pretty much that's the line type thing, which we do draw. And France are powerful as well. And also like to see France versus South Africa and Irish dancing, y'all. As I only remember the guy stole names, acted like them as well, says Gareth, and also I will score the first try of the second half as well. And I was just like, I can't believe I have to sign it. I sent a cab to Australia as well. And you seem to be respectful while criticising at the same time as well, says Coding there. And Jaden also, are they out here Irish clog dancing to Sean Paul as on there? Says Katie Dixon. I feel like the chat's going down a weird path, isn't it? And I'd like to see France versus South Africa. Oh, I'll have a quick look and see whether or not it is one of the matches that are scheduled for the near future. But that would be a very good game to get to see. But currently now, they're actually showing it's still the highlights of the All Blacks. I mean, are you serious about sending a can? Not really. Overall, I feel like I would be better off just for the merchandise, like having it when we do end up releasing it. If we end up releasing it, that is. One moment. International rugby. What we got for next year, or later this year, I will look for. As I said, September, it's the Rugby Championship. November, okay, they've only announced England so far as one of them. I believe in you, Tyke. As well says Assassin Carter, and he's got a good chance, Tyke Furlong, because he's always just unit of an individual. They've got a few good players off the bench, though, for both of these sides. We will pull them up on the screen so you guys can see exactly who it is going to be. There we go. That is the line. I know it is going to be Dan Sheehan already out on the field, and also Tyke Furlong there from Katie Dixon, and also Ken Healy, Bilham, Henderson, Omani, Murray, Carty, and Henshaw are the bench. So they've got some very good experienced players that could come off the bench in the later stages. And then Malvaka, Gru, also Dimba Bamba, and in the Talfa Vanua, Flamand, Creighton, Luku, and then Thomas Ramos. And yeah, mate, just died a horrible death. John Olomu went to South Africa to visit him, and within a few years, both were gone. I was gutted as well. And also people need to remember the stat is not personal. It's banned and not to be taken to heart. Grow up, people. Let people opinionate. See, Saxon. So I assume we're still talking about the same thing in regards of like people are allowed to have their sides that they go for. But as soon as you start calling people like racist slurs and whatnot, you're not going to get to stick around. Like that's just common sense, really. Like that's the thing. South Africa versus New Zealand, we had people going back and forth. It was fine. But as soon as someone started bringing like, it's like, what game was it? One of them was like really bad as well. I can't remember what one it was, but yeah, as soon as you start bringing anything more than just like rugby banter into it, that's when you get sacked and you get cut off. Like, I feel like that's a fair enough statement. You know, like you're not going to want a chat. Like it's the whole thing of you're saying about the people who want to be able to put their opinions in, and that's fine. But people also, definitely younger children, don't want to see people just swearing at each other throughout a whole chat system, because it would just be a rough one. And also, Hamish, we do commentary for the Sport White Ferns in the Women's Cricket World Cup. I think it is an ODI, so I don't know whether or not we will end up doing it for that one. And also, we have got there, like your mum will be like, who wants you to send a can? That's a weird request. Like you get dressed in your cricket gear as well in there. And also, yeah, Hamish, racism, and it's not acceptable. I like better stop calling the French frogs as well. There, and also we've got the over. It's a great second half, says Assassin. And also we have got the hello darlings, says Katie Dixon to Tyke Furlong, me to the rescue. Maybe Tyke Furlong could be the man who does score it in the later stages. Andrew Conway got the cross kick, but Villiers just all over him once again. He has been absolutely phenomenal. We are very open-minded, and we joke about a lot of disturbing stuff, Saxon. Trust me, but those guys had simply taken it too far as well, with enough weirdness from them before chucking them out. Yeah, that's true. Like, that's the thing. Normally you get a timeout warning, and like that's the thing. We probably give more warnings than a lot of channels do in that regard, which is probably a blessing and a curse, because like some people we've given about 10 chances and we hope that they don't do it again, and then they just keep on doing it. as on your device, I said, just came to say hello, Hamish, as well. Been a long time since we talked. Hope you well, brother. I got to go. Got stuff to do as well. So hopefully you are doing well, mate. And yeah, hopefully we do get to see you in the near future. Can you please send George over to me in a box? If you give him breathing holes and you pay for shipping, he'll be over there within the day. Probably not, though, unless you feed him. You got to feed him well. Like, that's the one request for George. You got to keep on feeding him. If you don't feed him, he'll get mad. And you don't want George mad because he'll probably just eat all your food instead. Currently, the limbs are trying to stop the Irish from getting that one to ground. Jameson gives a back, currently 40 metres out. Take care of Kelly's chest for popping in. So I'll set Sebastian there. And that is going to be another penalty to France. This has been brutal for them at this point in time. They just can't seem to catch a break with the penalty train of the Irish. They've given away about 10 penalties so far, but France once again have got themselves another opportunity. Kick this one for the corner, or Jamanier might even be lining up the kick from here. And like they're saying, every time they are letting France off the hook, Andrew Conway just a little bit too far in front. And I'll say, hey, brother, I hope you are well. And there says Katie Dixon. But the penalties conceded would be absolutely huge against Ireland in this one. In the end, they are just showing a few slow motions. Jack Conan, he is certainly a dangerous man to have out on the field. But Villiers, he will be also another one that we are looking for. Aaron Go Braga as well. And they're from Crypto Gamer. So welcome into the live stream. I hope you are doing well. Jamanier about to line this one up. And if he does get this one over, it will then make the score just a little bit further in favour of France coming to Ireland. Big second half needed, says Irish Assassin, I should say. Exactly right. If they can get the job done here, Ireland, it would be huge for themselves, although they are going to have to make up a few more points because Jamanier struck that one beautifully, and it is going to be now 22 points to 7. And also we've got that. So just curious, does George prefer KFC or pizza? I think he prefers KFC, but if you get him a couple chocolate mousse from pizza, he will not complain. Can someone travel from ship and sea to New Zealand if they are afraid to sit in airplanes? Is it possible? Oh, it's a good question. I know that a ferry between the North and South Island is about 2.5, 3 hours. So it would be a very long boat ride, but I assume you could get a cruise. I don't know whether or not they do direct boat, but if you get a cruise and kind of go through as well, we'll have to wait and see how it goes for that one. And also, we have got there France win. They will open Six Nations wide open. Or France win, they will open Six Nations wide open. Exactly right. And they will be well and truly the favourites. And please send Aiden DV a signed Fantacan and for free. And afterwards, you can change. You can charge for sending signed merchandise as well. Says it was there from Yorandran or Yorandon. Hopefully I've pronounced it correctly. I'm sorry if I do keep on mispronouncing some of your guys' names. I do try my best, but sometimes they just don't roll off the tongue. But currently Ireland only 5 metres out from the line here. And it is going to be another line out taken by Caelan Doris. They've got to get this rolling ball going. It looks like France are trying to wheel it around Caelan Doris. Josh Van Den Fleur over and scores a try for France. For Ireland, I should say, as well, rather than the other way around. And that is now going to be another try for the Irish. And that is exactly what they needed at this point in time. Josh Van Den Fleur able to score the try. We will go like this. We will go like this. And we will go like that as well. But Josh Van Den Fleur breaking off with Caelan Doris, and the two men just drive their way over. 45 minutes into this game, and Ireland scoring that one has got them right back into this contest now, and they will be sitting on the 12 points. They're still 10 points behind, of course. Van der Fleur able to get that try in a very important stage of the game, and also nice try, says Elias, and also we have got there Van der Fleur with the try. Everyone wants me to get a signed Fantacan. What have I started as well, says Aiden, and also try from Kenny, and just looked out of interest. Highlanders versus Crusaders, Aotearoa, sorry for spelling, no worries. And 2021 right action was the first fit I watched as well. And this here's Gareth. Oh, geez, that was going to be a right action. Was that preseason, Gareth, or was that actual season game? Because I know that we had a Highlanders Crusaders preseason, but I assume maybe that was the actual one. Was that the one that the Highlanders won, Gareth, or was it the other way around? Sorry, that was about 7 questions all in one, wasn't it? And also try from Assassin, and also Katie Dixon has got the celebratory celebrations, and also the Clovers there. Now Joey Carberry lining up this kick. Strikes it all right. Did it go over? I think it snuck in. Yes, it did. And now the score is going to be 14 points to Ireland and 22 to France. So we've still got another 35 minutes left in this game. And we are currently sitting with only an 8-point contest between the two sides. Intermac going to be ready to go. In fact, now that I think about it, Sexton is injured, isn't he? I think they just said that as our conversion. Good as well. And can you send me? I'll give you $1 back as well. Or every can you send me, I'll give you $1 back. Says 8 in there. But currently Matt Hansen down the wing on the left wing side. It's going to be Jamison Gibson Park once again going back. Dan Sheehan did have to make his way out onto the field a lot earlier than anticipated. That was because of Ronan Keller's injury. Geelong jumping over the top. Is this going to be a penalty to France? No. Seemed like it was close to it now. Backline moving once again here for the Irish. Going straight through. Hugo Keenan pins the ears back, trying to find the offload of Josh Van den Flair, just not quite able to. Jamison Gibson Park now out to Tyke Furlong. Rough backline. No, it's worked out nicely. Now Joey Carberry tries to kick the ball. He's actually ended up kicking Yui Antonio in the face with that one. Currently, he gets back up to his feet. We need that badly as our conversion good. As our Irish Bro Chelsea 1-0 on the FIFA Club World Cup football against Palmeiras. As well, that will be the Champions Cup, won't it? Now Matt Hansen, once again, tackled nicely low by Mofana, protecting it well. France trying to counter-ruck, still on the hands of Jamison Gibson Park. Offloads it back to Dan Sheehan. Does try and fend through Villiers. Andrew Conway trying to spin out. They need more defenders, Villiers. Getting on it as well. It's an advantage, so he gets that one slightly wrong for himself. That's the Irish, I know. As well says Aidan now, it's a forward pass there from Gary Ringrose. But they will be going back for the original advantage. Speaking of football, I said before the African Cup of Nations started that Senegal would win it. Guess what? Then our tennis, you nailed that one. That's real. That was for Rumi Fakatava. I did say, or I did see, I should say, on the touchline forward pass. No, God, no why as well. And also, Irish, are you looking at your future as a future sensation in YouTube live commentary or sports, or your mother forces you to go to interview for jobs and companies? Please explain. Says coding at this stage. I think, it would be great to be able to do YouTube full-time, but I don't know whether or not we will be there within the next kind of few years or so. So I'll probably have to get a part-time job at some point in the near future. But for now, because I did do quite a lot of hard work during school in terms of a part-time job during that time, I've kind of been completely financially supporting myself off that, which is about to come to an end. So because of that, yeah, I will have to get a job at some stage, I would say. And damn it as well. Says Assassin there. The ball has gone to ground, but Ireland still once again are going to have this ball. Tyke Furlong just throwing himself at the line. The ball, Tyke Furlong. Tackled by Yuni Antonio as opposite number. Still currently straight out in front, though. 10 meters out. Yeah. And how much can I buy George off you guys as well? I mean, I'd have to ask him the question. It would probably be quite expensive, I would think. Is it a part-time deal or is it like a full-time, you get him from now on? Because I can tell you straight away, you probably get sick of him. Oh, Jamison Gibson Park straight through, scores a try for Ireland. And that's going to be another one. And now they are only going to be 1 point behind here. I'm going to try and hold the cut between my legs. This is going to go badly, possibly, but Jamison Gibson Park has been able to score it. Ireland are just scoring tries for fun at this point. 2 in a row for Jamison Gibson Park and the Irish side. Jamison Gibson Park scores it, and this has made a few of the French fans just go a little bit more quiet at this point in time, because we are currently 49 minutes into this game, and Ireland are back in this game. We'll go like this, and we will go like this. I thought Ireland were playing Wales as well, says Trinity. So they did play Ireland, or they did play Wales last week for their first game. And also, we have got the please stones for it, mate. Wait until Hamish reacts. As well, and then also, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me as well. Says the Saxon there. Are we still talking about the same thing, Saxon, or are we moving on to something else here? Well, this one, and also try. Says Katie Dixon, and also we have got the part-time. I don't think it will be a full-time, as he might drive me insane as well. That is very much doable. And also, we're in for a game now. We are indeed. This game was always going to be a good one from the start. I'm just glad that Ireland have got that fight back so that it does make it a little bit more suspenseful going into the later stages. Not quite taken clean by Tyburn, but it still bounces back on the side of Ireland. Only 30 minutes left in this one. Jamison Gibson Park rolling this back for the box kick. We'll be putting it up. And once again, it's going to be just outside of the 22. Matt Hansen doesn't quite line it up, and it is going to be the knock-on advantage. And also a bet for the right team. Ireland as well, says Yorandon. And also, as an Englishman, I get abused for more than most, but I don't care. I don't cry, and I don't prevent people from having their say because I'm an adult, mate, as well, says a Saxon. But I mean, there's certain things like we have banter on the channel. I feel like that's the part that at this stage isn't quite going through. We have banter, but if you're going to like pretty much just blatantly attack someone for their race, for their sexuality, for their something, anything, religion, anything like that, that's where you just like, that's not banter. That's just being not like, that's not where we want our rugby chats to go. Because, like, if we had 10 people all just calling each other, like, terrible names, like, that's a worse environment than not having one person who's trying to start stuff, if that makes sense. And also probably get me banned on TikTok, a Bumble and Tinder, as well, says Aiden. And also there are certain things that aren't allowed in chat, mate. Why are you struggling with this concept as well? And also, by the way, I guess who's going to the Rugby World Cup after defeating Portugal as well today? Oh, Romania. Making their way through, I assume. I assume it's Romania. Hopefully it is Romania. We will get to cover one of their games at the World Cup, or a few of their, in fact, all of their games at the World Cup, if they have made their way through. But 52 minutes into this one at the moment, and only a 1-point contest between these two sides. It's going to be the scrum feed once again for France. They are inside of the half of Ireland now. Carly Dupont feeds the ball, and once again, now Dupont goes back. Damien Pinot out to Intermac. Now it's going to be Mo Fana in the midfield. Finds the offload out to Villiers. Was very quick off his feet. He's just bumped off a tackle. He's deceptively strong, that man, every time that he does it. And now Damien Pinot, great step down the wing. Was he out? They are going to say no, and they're going to keep on going. Villiers now gets this one back, and this time it's into touch, and it will be the line out. I thought that it was very close to the touch line a little bit earlier on. I think that's what Bundy Arki is saying, and they will just be going upstairs to see exactly where this ball went out. But it was a good backline movement, Romania. Sorry, I don't see them winning a game at the World Cup as well, says Aiden. And also, yeah, World Cup should be interesting. It will be indeed. It's going to be a very exciting one to see how it does go. Currently, how close was he to the touchline here? Damien Pinot somehow kept himself in the field of play. Geelong also kept himself in the field of play, I believe. So with those two doing so, it does mean that now only 10 metres out from the line, it is going to be the Irish who have got this line out today. But it's Cameron Walkie and also Valimsa making their way off the field. Both locks they have decided to replace, and those two coming on the field, Tafafanua and Flamand, will be the two. Make their way out now. A good attacking run there from Caelan Doris. Just throws himself at the line now. Currently bouncing on the side of France, Uni Antonio has got that one back 5 metres out. Huge mistake. Oh, Andrew Gardner goes down. Does he get over the line? He does, and France score the try. And one little mistake from the Irish, and it does mean that it is going to be Cyril Bailly who was able to score. And also we have got that. It's completely fine, and it's true. I will be in the same pool as the Springboks, Ireland and Scotland as well. We're just glad to be there, be part of the game. And hi from Annie. Welcome into the live stream. Hope you are doing well. Currently, it is going to be another try to France, and that is actually their second try of the match. Ireland only one away from their bonus point. France 2 away. Angus Garney well and truly had to try and get out of the way extremely quickly there, and almost got himself in a little bit of trouble, Cyril Bailly, for that one. But 53 minutes in, and it's going to be another try to France at this point in time. I'll make sure that I spelled his name right. Yes, I have. It just comes up with the line underneath because we are not used to that name. And in New Zealand as well, dang it as well, sees Katie Dixon there. But currently now, okay, all good. Never mind. I just heard 2 seconds from the TMO, and I thought, uh-oh, something's happened as well, and they were going to be checking it, but they decided, nah, it's all good. We're good to go, and we're going to be getting on with the game. Once again, we have got the IN. You got the power to make Ireland win, as on there says Yorandran. And I was like, yeah, true. It is pretty historic. Won't it be their first World Cup? As well says Aiden there. Is it their first World Cup, or have they been in a couple in the past? Romania, that's actually missed as well. So that means that the difference is still only going to be 6 points between the two sides. Come on, Ireland as well, says Katie Dixon. But Cyril Bailly puts it over the line, scored the try. And at the moment, it's a good day to be a prop, because we did actually see Cyril Bailly score in this game. We saw in the first game, it was actually the number 3 for Wales who was able to get it, Thomas Francis. Oh. Oh, the referee's not on the field. Okay, Angus Gardner is changing his whistle. The players just wanted to keep on playing. As Arnold say, adults should decide for themselves. That's an adult's right. Adults should not be mistreated as children. Stop being so. God, this is a Saxon. I feel like you're what you think of us as well. But pretty much, if you're an adult, you should have enough brain cells to be able to know what you can say and what you shouldn't say. And I feel like it's as simple as that. And no, we've been in quite a few Rugby World Cups as well. He missed out in Japan because of certain complications as well. Is it Romania's first World Cup, Hamish? Nah, it is. I know that in World Cup 2011, that game, we have actually got, they are in that one. So I think they've been in a few because Europe 2 and kind of Europe 1 is normally where they do get themselves through. Julio Mochon going off the field for Malvaca now. And currently now, once again, it is going to be going down. Jean-Baptiste Gru making his way out on the field, and that is for Antonio as well there. And Demba Bamba, he has made his way out onto the field, kick downfield. Nicely taken by Ireland once again, 40 metres out from their line. And now once again, it's a good attack and run from it was Joey Carberry. Now Caelan Doris trying to pierce his way around the side. The ball's been dropped. It's going backwards. Oh, it's stolen on the breakdown, and it's a little knock on from France originally. And because of it, it does now mean that it is going to be the Irish who have got the chance in 2015 in England. We defeated Canada 17-15. Or 17-15, for instance, my guy. You're confusing immature speech with unacceptable speech as well. There are rules for chat period. You cannot threaten as well. You cannot be racist, etc. as well. Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. Like I know you say you can say like literally anything you want, but there are literally laws that like if you say certain things, people will take it as threats, and then like that kind of thing. Like just you don't have to. You know, overall, it's just a calm chat. You know, we're not getting serious. It's rugby. It's not politics. It's not all that stuff. The French team is terrifying. They keep coming and scoring. WTF as us is fantastic charisma. And I was like, okay, so I went back to check which game it was. I just was looking for the oldest vid with a red line under my oldest down. This time it was actually Pumas versus New Zealand game, which New Zealand lost as well. Yeah, that one did quite well. Unfortunately for me, I think that was right when I was getting back into rugby, so I had no idea what really was going on at the time. Whereas if I had watched it like this year, I think it would have been absolutely incredible to be able to react to Hugo Keenan once again running back to the 22. Kicks it for touch and does find it indeed. It's a big kick as well from Hugo Keenan. Now 45 metres out from their line, France are going to have the line up. The big thing here, though, is the difference between the two teams is only 6 points. If it was 8, then it would be a different story. And man, I didn't realize how much all the visuals have changed the channel and the hair as well. And this says Gareth, yeah, the hair was a lot shorter back then. That is for sure. I kind of hide the hair now just because I don't really show it too much overall. But who knows, one day we'll get it out. The French haven't won a war. And yeah, their rugby is okay as well, says Kenneth there in the chat. I mean, they've got some good players coming through the rankings as well. Like the under-20 side are looking relatively strong, I believe, at the moment. Now it is going to be fired back. Going for Gregory Eldred once again. He just always makes meters for himself. Now passing it back now to Intermac. Loose ball. Galfiku under pressure now jumping on it. I think it was a little knock on there from the Irishman, James Ryan. They were going to the short side as well, and he can't believe it, James O'Ryan, although there was a little bit of something on that one. Cameron Walkie supporting a bit of a shiner at the moment after taking possibly a head knock in this one. But currently Ireland, like they're saying, they do need to make sure that they take their time. But James Ryan, he was able to originally win that line out. That's the most English comment I've ever read, Kenneth, as well. And there says Sebastian. And in the end, in the match, just making a few mistakes. I remember you were the one that was twerking with a raw potato as well. And there says Saxon. That's fine. That's like nothing bad. Like we're talking, like I don't think we're talking about the same thing. Like we're talking about the people who blatantly, like I don't even want to use the examples that they use, but pretty much they call people names that should not be like anywhere near a rugby live stream chat. Like they were abusing everyone in the chat, like those same two. I think are we still talking about that one? And also, are you threatened by people twerking with raw potatoes? So it says Katie, and also 2023, a Rugby World Cup was not, or is not coming back to our Southern Hemisphere. Can we all just discuss that reality for a minute? It's going to going to be an interesting one. I'm looking forward to the World Cup, though. It's just around the corner. It should be an exciting one to see how it does end up going. But currently 58 minutes into this game, 27 for France, 21 for Ireland. Anyone who hasn't already, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. My parents were English, but I'm a Scot as well. And there's Kenneth. Currently now Dupont, once again, is going to be sitting out for this one. 22 metres out from the line, I should say, for himself. But currently now, I do see that the French front row have made all of their changes, whereas Andrew Porter and Tyke Furlong are still out there for Ireland. So they've decided to wait as late as they can before bringing out Keelan Healy and also Bilham, who actually had a very good performance last week, I believe, in the closing moments of that last matchup. But anyone wondering, where do these two sides go from here? This is exactly where they will be going. We go like this and we go like this. France, their next game is going to be up against Scotland. It will not be in 21 days, though. It is actually only in 14 days now that we are getting closer and closer. Wales, they are going to be taking on France for their game after that. And then they close it out with France versus England, and that will be in France as well. And could be the decider for whether or not they do get themselves to Six Nations. Then looking through quickly at what the Irish have got coming up for themselves. They have got Italy, then they've got England, and then they close it out with Scotland, which should be a very physical encounter. And that could also decide who does go through and win it as well. Also, we have got there, absolutely not. I thought it was hilarious, but some soft people would say it was offensive and racist. You see my point as well, as a person twerking with a raw potato, creating a situation where you are feeling you are being treated as a second-class citizen as well. And also just talk rugby. Don't just want to non-rugby comments, please give a call. As it says that you're 100 as well. Currently 50 metres out now. It's going to be Tyke Byrne. Does once again carry his way forward. Mac Hansen on the short side, making his way through. And also, hello, says Liam Gaines. Welcome into the live stream. Good morning, I guess I should say. And Ireland will get move up gear anytime. And about the two new Super Rugby teams, says Asina, I'm looking forward to seeing them in action. Moana Pacifica, their game has been delayed a little bit more, unfortunately, due to a COVID case, or about 7 of them, I believe it was. Josh Van den Floer trying to chase after this one. Dupont takes it just a metre out from his line, taking some casual time, and he looks like he wants to run it back out for Antoine Dupont. May have been a mistake rather than just kicking it away. But currently now going to be fired back once again by, it was actually Jamanier who had to play halfback. I think Dupont is still getting held down in the breakdown. Now he has got back to his feet, and he will be kicking this one up for the box kick. Twerking is dancing. Okay, yeah, it's time to stop this conversation as well. Here's Katie Dixon, but Dupont now kicks it high, almost charged down by Tyke Byrne. It goes into touch. I think Ireland need to take this one quickly. They decide against it, though, for that one. And also, I wish I had Sky right now so bad. I do know that it is on the Six Nations YouTube channel for the highlights of this one, so I do recommend checking those out when you do get the chance. Currently, it was actually Ian Henderson with a nice little flick off. And I was thinking rather for defusing my bomb as very clever, nearly as well, says the Saxon there. But now it is going to be going back once again, passing it across. Jamieson gives him Park, attack and run. Now, quick hands. It's a good backline move. Mackenzie Hansen decides he wants to pierce forward. Villiers trying to get straight on the ball. I think he's done it as well, has he? No. Yes, he is. It's an advantage now to France. He has been absolutely outstanding. Cruiser Boy has said hello as well. Welcome in to the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, we are sitting morning in New Zealand, 7:08. We have been up for the Six Nations all night now, going back. Chip and chase forward. Damien Pinot, I think he just went down onto Pont. In fact, it was. The crowd are all burned. They're going to be checking this one. As if anyone's scared of twerking, allow Uncle Seb to take you to the strip joint and face your fears as well. Says a passion there. But they are just going to be checking this one to see whether or not it was an illegal clean out or possibly a trip of the player. I believe it was Dupont down the wing. Okay, potential obstruction here. Could be on the cards. They're going to be going upstairs. So this could be a big moment in the game. And also what you think that making a raw potato joke has been racist against Irish people. Boy, I am Irish. And my Irish family has been making potato jokes since forever as well. Says Katie Dixon there. Currently, was Pinot went out to Dupont. Little chip and chase. I don't think there was a lot on this. Maybe this angle will show it. Dupont went down pretty easy for that one. So I would say that is just going to be a play on for that one. And also a woke hunting mate as well. Give it a break. This is just a sport-orientated channel as well. Perhaps this might not be the right place for you. As I know, the whole potato eater slur can be seen badly. I think that's what He means as well, and also woke under detected. I've done Katie there as well. But currently, they're saying for Bundyaki, he's allowed to hold his ground. Okay, they're saying they don't see it as a clear obstruction, so I think that is going to be all right for this one now. They're saying they can't see that Bundyaki has clearly changed his line. Having a chat there for, it was actually, is that Ben O'Keefe? Yeah, it is on the touchline. Well, and also the Englishman as well. They can't see any foul play. I think this one is going to be fine. Okay, no foul play. They're going to play the line out. I believe it is an Irish line out that they are going to be having. But currently, 18 minutes left in this game. Crowd aren't going to be too happy with the fact that they haven't decided to give the penalty. But it was the right decision in the end, I have a feeling. But currently now, sorry, I was just listening to the commentators there. And also, do you prefer Moong or Barrett? As us as Liam Games, I would say depends on the circumstance. Like both of them are very good, and I feel like they are both useful in their own ways for that fly half role. So it's very hard to go for that one. And also, I've got there, they're making jokes about Potato. As I says, says Katie there. And now that is going to be, was it a take in the air? On Chaminade? No, not quite. As well, now Yui Antonio going to be breaking his way forward up to the halfway line at the moment. Now DuPont is going back for the penalty. And it's a penalty to Ireland, which is going to be a very good time for them to be able to get themselves another one. What's this for? Not straight. Oh, 18 blue side entry. So that would be against Demba Bumba. Did end up coming in through the side. And so there's a chilled out community. We encourage everyone to be chilled out and enjoy their stay here. And DuPont is very quiet after the opening try. He hasn't had too many other opportunities overall. He's been trying to set up a few, but overall, as soon as he scored that first try, they've kind of gone to Intermac as the playmaker for it as well. And also, we've got there, let's say All Blacks versus England. Who would you pick to play 10? Are we playing in the Northern Hemisphere or the Southern Hemisphere? Because I feel like that also slightly changes it. And who's in form would be another one that you do look at for those two. If you were going off current form, you'd possibly go Barrett just because Mo'unga hasn't had too much time recently because he only just came back from his kind of isolation type thing. And second, that's Sebastian Grima, as says Yorandran. There, as and exactly says Katie for that one as well. But currently, Robbie Henshaw, a good man to have come out onto the field. They've actually replaced Mackenzie Hansen for that one, so they've decided to leave Andrew Conway out there for a little bit longer. Jamison Gibson Park, he's off the field, and Connor Murray, very experienced veteran, to be able to have also making his way out onto the field now. And now Dan Sheehan going to continue to try and creep his way forward. Connor Murray now going off the back, trying to run it sideways. Mac Hansen's still out there, so I think he did actually... Wait, if Mac Hansen's still out there, I think he actually replaced... Who did he replace? Gary Ringrose, I guess? No. I don't think it was Gary Ringrose. No, Gary Ringrose is still out there. It must have been Bundy Arki that he replaced as well there. Currently 16 minutes left in this game. It's going to be going down to the wire. Like I mentioned, only 6 points difference between these two sides. Both sides, they were able to get themselves a win in their first round. Ireland, they beat Wales. And France, they were able to get themselves a win over Italy for that last one. But in the end, Hugo Keenan, I think he just ended up putting that one down. It's a good turnover from Mofana, though. And also Richie Mo'unga, as on the says David the Mod for that one. That's a weird slow-mo that we just saw of a man's ear bouncing. I don't think I've seen a man's ear bounce in slow motion before. Well, myself, but currently 65 minutes in. 2 tries for France, 3 tries for Ireland. So if they get themselves one more try here, Ireland, not only could they get the win, but they would also get themselves the bonus point win over the French. And also, fair, I would go Barrett against England, Ireland, Wales, but Mo'unga against Italy and Australia. As on there, that's going to be kicked in behind now with a big clearing kick. Taken nicely by Hugo Keenan, putting up the big boot. Does it find touch? It does indeed. Intermac tries to take it quickly. Doesn't quite get it, though. And also, we have got there, that's what I said originally, stop banning people for speaking freely, please. Everybody should say whatever they want if anybody has a problem. So, what is else? Wait. I feel like we've gone around in the same loop about 4 times. And it's still the same outcome of like, you're allowed to say stuff. But if you say stuff that personally attacks someone, such as a racist comment or something like that, we're not going to let you stick around. Like, we've had people who have just been abusing like a 5-year-old, or not a 5-year-old, probably like we've had like our like viewers who are like 10 being abused by full-grown men who just want to troll them, pretty much. So if that's the case, we're going to cut it off. As simple as that. And also, Venezuela mods know when the line has crossed my man as well. And yeah, normally it's a timeout. It's normally your first like kind of warning, and you get a couple more after that. If you're still being a bit of a knob, then you do get yourself cleared out for that thing. But then normally they just make a second account anyway. And then I was going to, who do you think will win? At this stage, it's going to get to the situation. And also what happens when somebody gets offended? Nothing as well, says the Saxon. Well, I mean, you just kill the mood as well. And there's so many pent people these days. I just put down to the lack of set that I put myself in that category as well. And now back to the rugby as well, says Katie Dixon. Yeah, I feel like we've gone around in the circle about 7 times for the same thing. But like, yeah, it's pretty stock standard. Like, rules are rules. You have rules for a reason. Same as rugby. You know, the players, if they swear and whatnot, they get a fine. Should be fining you guys who do go a bit mad. As I'll be rich because we've had a lot of weird ones. So Saxon, you're embarrassing yourself. Says Owen there. And now it's going to be claimed by France. And they have now once again got it. Currently 13 minutes in. Or 13 minutes left, I should say. Oh, this roundabout is nice in it as well. As adults, everything is allowed. That's adults' rights as well, says Saxon. You know, you're not allowed to just like, I mean, if you're going by that, there's a lot of things I could say here, but I'm just going to leave it alone because like that logic is well and truly flawed. Where did you say you're from? England. Now it is going to be 45 metres out currently for Ireland. Andrew Porter now carrying his way forward. Currently now Conor Murray going back to Tyke Furlong. Nice ball from Carberry. Now Gary Ringrose. They've still got a chance here, Ireland, but they just need some men on the short side. It's gone straight through. Damien Pinot kicks it forward. And it's going to be a good chance, but Robbie Henshaw is back there. Does he end up diving on the ball? Gets back to his feet as well. They won't go France. It'll be a sweater victory when Wales beat them as well. And you're purposely dragging this out. How old are you? Else is to have the mod there. Currently now Conor Murray goes back to Ian Henderson. And there as well. And also we have got there, we have got there, come on man, join the cancer culture. We are offended by everyone. Okay, come on guys, we know what's serious and what's not as well. And this is Gareth there. Currently now it is going to be going up. And once again, Matt Hansen jumps. Oh, it's taken beautifully though by Intermac. And now stolen by Ireland in the breakdown though. Sheehan offloads it back and now it's almost stolen back by Pinot. As I'm getting so sport now. And also we've got there so I can watch Super Rugby Pacific and NRL and All Blacks soon. So that is a very good one to be able to watch. There's plenty of action that is going to be going on. That was a big hit from Telfa Fanua there. Was able to drive him backwards. Now Andrew Conway once again chasing. This time he was onside though. Taken by Villiers. Looks for the offload. Doesn't quite find it though. And currently now 12 minutes left in this game. It's slowly counted down. It's England playing Wales next time-ish as well, says Kevin. One moment. We will go like this. And we will go like this as well. England, yep, they have got Wales as their next contest. Then they have got Ireland and then France. So England have got a tough finish for this competition, having Ireland and France as their next couple games that they are going to be having as the final 2 games, I should say. Taken nicely by Gregory Aldred. Finds the offload now to Geelong once again. And now it is going to be going back. And also the 6. I mean, she replied with complete logic. Then you came back and said, oh, but what about this thing that I said 7 times? And she said, yep, still the same. And you went, yeah, but what about this thing I said 8 times? As though anyone know how to watch NFL in South Africa? Says Gareth, do they not have it on Super Sport? If they don't have it on Super Sport, I believe your best option is they've got highlights as well on the NRL YouTube channel. And it's all good. I'm worried about Tyke Furlong's knee. As I says Katie Dixon. So they haven't actually, have they taken him off yet? Finley Bealham won't be too far away from getting his way out onto the field, I wouldn't think. But currently, anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Currently, Still the 10 minutes left. I think Giselle says Katie Dixon. And also, did you hear about Russia? Oh, no, we're not going down that route. As well. I was like, ESPN plays it, bruv. Oh, okay, ESPN. If you've got ESPN available in South Africa, and also if you don't have it available, a VPN might be a good option for yourself. And ESPN, is it ESPN or ESPN plus Wet Willy? And NBA as well. Jeez. And to get myself, oh no, I've got Sky. Never mind. I was about to say I have to get myself that one. Let's go France. There's Lorenzo at the moment, a little bit high on the tackle from Gail Fiku, but they do say play on for now. Dan Sheehan plays halfback. Now passing it back across. Good run forward from it was James Ryan once again. Oh, bless you, ESPN as well, and being left alone as well. I've lost track of the subject anyway. Let's go Ireland. In there from Owen, and at the moment they are creeping their way towards the 22 of Ireland. And currently now Conor Murray once again going back. Says Ian Henderson, or not says Ian Henderson, carries Ian Henderson, I should say there. And when does BBL start again, Hamish? I believe it will be around December this year. So we've still got another about 10 months or so before we get to see it again, unfortunately. But once it is coming back, we are going to be covering it on the channel as well. Now it will be once again, Tyke Byrne just tackled hard. And the tackle in from the side, I think that was. He's going to give the advantage away. Once again, they've got it available here for Ireland. And they have got the knock-on advantage and also a penalty advantage, I believe it is. Mackenzie Hansen shut down the going back for the penalty as well. So we've got their 10 minutes. There's still a lot for lots to happen to go Ireland as well. And also NFL is long and has way too many stops. Jeez, as well, says Wet Willy. And also, how's Japan rugby going? I think they've had some very high-scoring games so far, which is always pretty awesome to see when you just see try after try after try, because I don't know whether or not it's the defense that isn't quite doing as well, or whether it is possibly the other side of it, which is the attack is just too strong for the defense. And okay, if you're not, but Tyke better eat some potatoes as well. That's actually really good anti-inflammation food as well. And Ireland is good enough to win in 10 minutes, says Lorenzo. They certainly are. Do they take on the 3 here, or do they decide to take on the 7? I think a 7 would be smart, but I think they'll go for the 3. Because you got 8 minutes left, and then what are they doing? Where's the man? Joey Carberry is going to be taking on the 3. He loves his potatoes, as on there says Katie. But currently now, Joey Carberry will be lining up this kick. He's actually had a very good kicking day so far, and coming Ireland at least draw as well. And also we have got there. I mean, we stopped talking about it, Saxon, and you're still going. So I feel like at this stage, you just want us to respond, which I understand. Like, people get lonely sometimes. And also Crusaders struggled in preseason as well. They did, but they will have all the All Blacks back in the near future for Super Rugby. But the easiest way, if you don't like the fact that we do try and keep it relatively friendly and anti-racism and whatnot, you can go. Like, we're not forcing you to stay if you do want to use your racial slurs and all that kind of thing on your other channels. Just not here. Pretty much. I can't bring myself to spend money on DSTV. So says Gareth there. And also, if you ever watched, or if you have never watched NBA, you should give it a try. Recently started watching it. What an exciting sport. And also, we have got there, just ignore thanks, and he'll soon stay quiet as well and got 3 points, says Lorenzo, and also play stupid games with stupid prizes as well. And there says Katie Dixon, but they do take on the 3. And that is now going to be just a drop, and we are dead. And then come on, Ireland, you can do it. And there says Wally. But currently now, Conor Murray, Tyke Furlong off the field as well for Finley. Bilham, who will get a late opportunity in this one. Peter O'Mahony also out there as well. And also we have got there, please don't make us add you the previously mentioned wanker list as well. Currently now, Cruz also making his way off. How much is it for your membership? It is $5 New Zealand dollars a month, and you pretty much, you get access to those emojis that we have got, and also Wally has a nice name as well. And in there, currently now going back, and also very mature. Thanks for proving my point as well, says the Saxon. Exactly. So yeah. And also we have got there, he wanted to get banned so I can have an excuse to say he was right as well. Well, there is self-fulfilling prophecy. He has to join the list with Sharp Brains as well. And I need Ireland to make this happen. No draws allowed. Try or bust as well, says Stephen McAfee. So pretty much, if they do get the try, the one thing that they have benefited from taking the 3 is the fact that they are going to be able to go on and get themselves into, even if they miss the conversion, they still win this one. But they need to get themselves the try. Going to be taken nicely by Conor Murray. Takes the mark. Come on, Ireland. As says Ariane, he's taking the quick tap. Decided to kick it way downfield. Conor Murray. Does it find the touchline? It's close. Yes, it does. And to Mac, or in fact, it was actually the number 15, Giamaniu, takes it quickly. Kenzie Hansen, great take from inside of the 22 there. 6 minutes left now and coming on Ireland as well. And also we have got the how about we comment on rugby as well, says Patrick. I agree 100% there. And also he started with a French hating before any of the stuff, as says Gareth. Currently now 74 minutes through this one. And also Ken Healy also out on the field now, but the French side, they are singing the national anthem. They are hoping to get behind these sides. And by Saxon, thanks for streaming, much appreciated to see you for Italy, England versus Italy tomorrow. So yeah, should be a very exciting game between those two. And also we've got the Go Island says it was from Katie Dixon now going short. Galfiku going forward shouldn't be booted. Maybe I would have made some money today. And yes, Ireland took the 3 to the win with a try now come on as well. Currently now going to be driving their way forward once again here. They seem like France, they're looking to close out this game. And they may not be going for, I mean, that's the thing. If they can get themselves, okay, they've gone for the box kick type thing. So maybe they are just looking, try and use up a little bit more time on the clock. Thanks for the stream. Hard to follow from the Rocky Mountains as well, says Patrick. And good riffing Amish focus on France winning, says Team and Koibig. And there says Adam, welcome into the live stream, mate. Currently now 75. And also I think you're just a kid getting a kick out of being in dialogue with grown-ups as well. Kicked him behind. Gail Fiku, was he dragged back there for that one? Was there a little bit of obstruction? Van der Fleur just ended up crushing his own player there. Hugo Keenan, who now has to get back into the situation of defending. And also we've got there no blocking free sacks on. I think we've got ourselves the shark brain. I think he's come back as well. I wonder who Saxon could be with his spamming of no blocking free speech. And now going forward once again, 4 minutes left for this one. And also I won't be here for England. I'll be in bed and then getting ready for school as Saxon has been reborn as Saxon as well. Like I mentioned, as soon as like anyone gets banned or anything, they just make another account, which pretty much proves their IQ. But now going to be 10 meters out here for France. Demba Bumba driven sideways. Currently they are creeping further and further towards the line. They're just looking to close it out. Luku is actually out there as well. And also now little knock on from Luku. Wasn't? No, it's an advantage for a knockdown from, it was the number 6, almost going through. Chamanier diving for the line, scores a try. And that will be the win for France by the looks of it as well. And that is brilliantly done. And also I've got there is absolutely no good reason why adults can't communicate as adults without people whining like spoiled children. The only one who's whining at the moment is the one who made it a second account just to say about free speech. Other than that, like, that's the thing. If you move on, no one will mention it, but you just keep on. Like, I guess you're just trying to keep you trying to steer it around a little bit. But France, it's a nice try in the end. And it was Jamanier. There's a hand wrapped up underneath it, is the call for that one. But it's a try to France right at the end of this match. It is extremely nicely done. And also we have got there, stop puppet accounts, and he's got another one bites the dust. There's Sebastian. But currently France, that will help them extend their lead a little bit further, or will it? Oh, plot twist. We might be waiting to see whether or not we have got ourselves a no try. Okay, they are just going to be clear on this one by the looks of it. And also we've got a round of applause for Miss Dixon in the chat. As I said, Sebastian. Irish arm underneath is the call, maybe. So this is going to be an interesting one to see how it goes. Jamanier is a really good kicker. He is indeed. And also we've got the clapping from Yorandrin as well. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Love your fam as well. Says Katie, but Luku. Oh. Okay, so that was penalty advantage for that one as well. You're going to stream all 91 Super Rugby games. As long as my internet is still going, yes, we are indeed. Okay, they're rolling through to the grounding. I believe this is going to be an allowed try. For this one, a reviewing try as well, and you will never beat the Irish, says Adrian. Does Jamanier get this one down? It's on the arm. I would say that's a try for Jamanier. So on-field decision is actually no try for this one as well. Did he get it down? Did he get it down? From that angle, it didn't look so certain. It looked like he might have put it down on his own hand. I think he's prevented the grounding by hitting his own arm, but they will still get themselves a possibility at the advantage. I mean, the TMO as well. We just lost Adrian as well. There's Wet Willie. Does he get this one down? I don't know if he did as well. Okay, he lands it on his hand. He lands it on his arm. The crowd are going, way, but that hasn't touched the ground. So I don't believe that is going to be the try. And he's just allowed on his no try, or on his try, and come on Ireland as well. And there. Now he's got saxophone as well. I wonder who that could be. I feel like I've just thought of it. If he gets kicked out of a party, he probably gets a wig, goes back in, and just continues as if it was like he hasn't been there before, type thing. If that doesn't work, you go out, you put an eye patch on, go back in, see if that works. If that doesn't work, you put on a dress as well. See how it goes. Currently, it's going to still be the penalty to France. More than likely, they will take the 3, and that will give them a 6-point lead, which will mean Ireland will need a try to be able to win this game. They will not be able to get away with anything. He doesn't go to parties. That is true. You've got to be invited most of the time to go to parties, don't you? And also, people have so much time on their hands as well. That's true. And you do see it quite a bit. He's really entertaining, though, as well. Says Willie, it's all right as long as he doesn't go too hectic type thing. Like, if he gets too deep and, like, personal with it, like, normally, like, that's the thing. Like, people in the past we've had who have been like, oh, I can say what I want. And then they just call a child the N-word. And it's like, no, no, you can't. Like, there's a line, and that's crossing it well and truly. And also, he just changes his disguise like Agent 47 in the Hitman games. So maybe he is Agent 47. No, man, saxophone as well. There's Gareth. And also, he has an arsenal of sock puppet accounts as well. And can I have your Sky account joking as well? And come on, France, says Tim. But now they have got themselves a little bit more of a lead here for France. 6 points is the difference. Ireland need a converted try entering the stream after everyone was beefing him. I don't fight me. I see the Wet Willie there in the chat as well. And also, Potato Sacks is back as well there. The fact that he's got all the accounts ready, I think I know exactly who it is. Unfortunately, Ireland turning it over. And now it is going to be Dan Sheehan with this ball now for Ireland. They need to try and score between the posts, as well would be the best case scenario. Robbie Henshaw trying to drive his way forward to France, get one more turnover. They have won this game, I would say. Finley Bealham just throwing himself at Gregory Aldrit and Demba Bumba. Aldrit trying to complain to one of the referees. That was forward, is it? No, it's been dropped anyway. And it's going to be the knock-on advantage now. And can I have it as well? Says Liam Games. I would probably say no, unfortunately, because I think you can only watch it on one account at a time. So that means if you're watching it, I cannot watch it as well. And coming up next, ball six. Says Ben. I hope he does have that one. And good effort, Ireland by France. But France are clearly the team to beat. It seems like it's just too late. They have kicked that one downfield, though, so they've actually given the position back to them as well. Oh, he's put the box kick up. It's gone about 2 meters, though. I don't know whether or not that was the best option, because now it's given the ball straight back to the French and Mofana. Having up there, and also wait today, don't have 2K on Ireland. I think he had a large number on them, somewhere around there. 50 rand to the person guesses the next name correctly, as his Wet Willie. It will be something long, like I don't know. Good in the sacks. Could be an interesting. Would you let me, if you could as well, if you could have multiple accounts, I would consider it as well. Yeah, I don't have 2K on Ireland. They kick this one into touch for France, and they win this game as well. Currently 30 points to 24. No, I think it was 1K he said as well, but that will be the end of this match as well. 3 Kiwis bagged $1 million deals at the IPL auction. Kane Williamson, Lockie Ferguson, and Trent Bolt as well. If I admire the Bulls, but RIP as well. Says Stephen there. That is going to be the end of this match. What a game it was as well. A close one between these two sides. We will be covering the game between England and Italy tomorrow as well. And free speech sacks, that would be another one. And I'm going with good sacks as well. And then congratulations, France, and congratulations, France, from Fashal and Patrick. And there as well. And says Liam there. But 30-24, it was a close game. And that continues that streak of 14 of 22 of the last games between these two sides. Don't have sacks in my car. Says Ben Logan as well. And I'll say, well played, France. As a good match, thanks for the coverage, no worries, mate. And also, yeah, add free speech 6 to the list as well. Viva la France as well. Says David the Mod. I feel like we can't hear the live stream until we find out what it is going to be. Well done, France. Says Willie. But currently, I mean, it was a good game to Pompey and also Jamanier. I'm actually going to have to remove that one because Jamanier did not score that final try of the game. But the bonus point does go in favour of Ireland, so they will move up to 6. But France, they will sit themselves up there at the top. And Sex on the beach. There's a lot that you can do for the puns, can't you? When you think about it, I just really enjoyed this match. And before first game also, as I said to Sean, I do appreciate you, mate. We have got plenty more coming up. And let's wait, says Wet Willie and OMFG. Anyone seen Lost Boys, the vampire movie Sex Man? At the beginning, everyone watched the clip on YouTube, Sex Man Lost Boys, as on the Irish just still get the bonus point. Each and every point counts exactly right. So France will move up to 9. Ireland are sitting on 6. And for France, their next few that they are going to be having coming up, it is going to be, first of all, one moment, we will go here. Their next game is going to be up against Scotland. And that's a lie. No, it's not. Is it? No, it's not. Next game is going to be up against France. No, Scotland. What am I saying? Scotland have their next game up against France. That one. Next to me there. And then Wales and France are going to be going head to head a little bit later on. As on Sex, without a partner, is us is Patrick. Thank you for the Irish. Thank you for allowing us to censor free speech. As apart from Sex's point, of course, as well. And it's weird how everyone is going crazy, and I can hear racist stuff. And I'm just on my Chromebook as an 11-year-old as well. Says Liam going, see, I feel like that's a perfect example. My Sex on you. It was disappointing. We gave you so many good options. I know, no Sex, please. This is a family channel as well. Says to me there. And I also remember the song, Let's Talk About Sex, baby, as I says, run. But yeah, I feel like we gave you so many options. And he went with one of the worst ones. As well, what can you do with an IQ of 2? But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning into the live stream. Hope you did enjoy, even though it was unorthodox. It went a different way than I expected. But France versus that, best name ever, Sex. As no one guessed that. This is actually disappointing as well. Says Sebastian there, yeah. Maybe one day, eh? And thanks, Irish, says S-Bock. Yeah, as well. But yeah, we are going to be back tomorrow with England versus Italy. That will be a good game that we will get to see. And also see, and I only guess my Sex on you as well. 50 Rand up for grabs as well. And haven't even started on Dixon yet as well. And there says Ben Logan. Tell you what, this is for a future day, I guess. And also say, yeah, cheers, Irish. Thank you for the stream, Irish. Cheers, everyone, for tuning in. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, England versus Italy is going to be tomorrow. Should be a good game. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. And I will see you all for the next one.